all because he was simping too hard for a fictional character. This young man started slamming his desk demanding justice. Little did he know, instant karma was lurking. His half-finished drink spilled all over the keyboard, zapping him straight into an ice-sky trip into the game world. He thought being reborn as the final boss's third son would be a sweet deal, but life had other plans. His golden finger-cheat power showed up for a split second, saw the massive crowd of other transmigrators, and decided to knock right out of there, leaving him high and dry in the middle of a battlefield. Facing him is a legendary swordsman who slices through the martial arts world like butter, while our hero doesn't know a single move. With his life on the line and zero dignity left, he decides to activate his ultimate silver tongue skill, to smooth talk a rich sugar mommy into sponsoring him just to stay alive. At a ruined ancient temple, a group of people slowly made their way through the silent night, gradually approaching a collapsed building. The group came to a halt when they spotted someone ahead. The bald leader of the group shouted loudly, "Keep him here." Following the order, the lackeys immediately drew their blades and charged toward Ran Qingmo, their momentum fierce as if they wanted to tear her apart alive. However, Ran Qingmo showed no sign of panic at all, coldly declaring, "Anyone who blocks my way pies." As she finished speaking, Ran Qingmo revealed a cold smile, her oppressive aura sending chills down everyone's spine. Seeing this, the bald leader grew impatient, and shouted to urge his men, "Stop wasting words with her." The lackeys, fired up, leapt forward together, swinging their blades toward the white-haired girl. Ran Qingmo maintained her calm expression and casually drew her sword, blocking the leader's attack. The bald leader stared in shock, unable to believe his eyes. His blade had been stopped with ease. With just a single move, Ran Qingmo sent all the lackeys flying. Only then did the leader realize he had provoked someone terrifying, cold sweat pouring down as he stammered, "In this battle, we are definitely no match for her." But it seemed he was still unwilling to give up, signaling to his men as he prepared to unleash their final move. The leader roared, "Formation now," as a massive purple surge of energy suddenly appeared, forming into the shape of a ferocious beast. Facing the powerful formation, Ran Qingmo merely curled her lips, her eyes filled with disdain. The leader confidently proclaimed, "Under our formation, even if you're a grandmaster, you won't escape unscathed." Ran Qingmo said nothing, as blue lightning began to crackle around her body, making her look like a war goddess. She swung her sword, the blue lightning converging on the blade, then lightly slashed toward the formation. Meanwhile, the leader and his lackeys struggled to maintain the formation, pouring all their strength into the energy beast. But when they witnessed Ran Qingmo's power, their faces turned pale, knowing their end was near. Just as expected, with a single slash from Ran Qingmo, the lackey's formation dissipated into nothingness. The leader's eyes widened, words failing him, his pride shattered in the most merciless way. The blue lightning struck the leader, and he only managed to scream one final line in despair, "How is this possible?" Ran Qingmo calmly sheathed her sword. She closed her eyes, sensing the surging power coursing through her body. It turned out that everything that had just happened was displayed on a computer screen, as a voice full of admiration rang out, as expected of Ran Qingmo. Even her casual cutscenes are this cool. This young man was a genuine die-hard fan, his fanboy heart completely conquered. He introduced himself. "My name is Yuan, I'm a hardcore gaming otaku, and right now I'm challenging the game Cangyuan with the goal of unlocking all achievements." Just looking at the waifu posters plastered all over the wall was enough to understand how far gone he was. However, Yuan suddenly grew gloomy, rubbing his chin and muttering, "Why does such a wonderful girl like Ran Qingmo have to die in?" In a moment of desperation, Yuan slammed the desk and shouted, "Is there really no way to save her except by cheating?" The ill-fated slam knocked a cup of water straight onto the keyboard. The keyboard short-circuited, sparks flying, before Yuan could even understand what was happening. A powerful current surged through his body, and Yuan only had time to let out a shrill scream. The electric shock not only sent Yuan flying, but also created a strange energy vortex on the computer screen. And thus, just like in every transmigration story, Yuan was transported to an unfamiliar place. When he woke up, Yuan found himself in a desolate, ruined environment, still dazed and unsure of what had just happened. A splitting headache struck. Yuan clutched his head and muttered, "My head, it hurts 5 much. Wasn't I just playing games in my room a moment ago?" While still confused, Yuan suddenly noticed something strange beside him, a human leg drenched in blood. Yuan turned around and froze when he saw the scene around him. A corpse? Utterly panicked, Yuan hurriedly fled the area, stammering, "Am I dreaming, or what? What the hell is even happening right now?" In his panic, Yuan bumped into someone. The scene felt eerily familiar. His face instantly flushed red. "What is this? It's so big and so soft." Looking up, Yuan froze when he realized the person he had bumped into was none other than the goddess Ran Qingmo, who coldly stated, "You're blocking my way." With death looming so close, Yuan's innate weakness for beautiful women surfaced, and he stared blankly. "Ah, so beautiful, she looks just like a celestial fairy. No, this isn't the time to be fawning over her." Yuan hurriedly waved his hands to explain, sweat pouring down. "Listen, I can explain. I had no intention of blocking your path. I don't know anything about what's happening here. Did you see?" Before he could finish speaking, a streak of blue light flashed past Yuan's hair. Yuan still didn't understand what had happened, his shocked gaze turning toward the back. Right behind him, a gigantic Buddha statue had been split cleanly in two by an extremely powerful sword aura. Only then did Yuan come back to his senses, thinking to himself, "Did that Buddha statue just move on its own? And didn't it just try to ambush me?" Just when he thought he had escaped danger, a sinister voice echoed from within the shattered statue, "Young master, run." As soon as the words ended, it collapsed into a lifeless stone statue. Staring at Ran Qingmo's retreating figure, Yuan clutched his head in despair. This is exactly the same as the scene in Cangyuan where the Prime Minister's third son gets kidnapped by Ran Qingmo. Which means I've transmigrated into the game, and I've become the third son of the final boss villain. And worse, I'm the most tragic side character, the one who died 25 different ways across 25 different world timelines. Yuan has now become Su Changtian. He turned around and hesitantly asked, "So you're saying you're Ran Qingmo?" She coldly continued. Su Changtian's face immediately twisted. "Bingo. Everything checks out, damn it. I've transmigrated into the body of a worthless side character?" But drawing on years of gaming experience, Su Changtian calmed himself. "Don't panic. I've played through tons of games. I know the transmigration trope inside and out. Every transmigrator gets a golden finger, a system, something like that." And just as he thought, a notification panel appeared. "Congratulations, player 114514, transmigration successful, now binding you to." Su Changtian was overjoyed. "Awesome, I knew it had to be like this." System loading, calculating transmigrator priority. Su Changtian eagerly awaited the cheat code of his life. But reality was cruel, as the system delivered a blunt verdict. "We apologize, due to the recent surge in transmigrators, player 114514 failed to qualify for a system assignment. Thank you for your support." Su Changtian exploded in rage and shouted, "Thank your grandmother, who gives out a system and then just takes it back halfway." The system continued. "As a token of appreciation for player 114514's brave transmigration attempt, we're gifting you the All Achievements preview feature." Su Changtian asked blankly, "What good is an All Achievements preview?" The system explained, "Not much, but you can anytime view all the achievement scenarios you've previously completed." Hearing this, Su Changtian boiled with anger. "What the heck am I supposed to do with this?" The system coldly bid farewell and wished him better luck next time, ignoring Su Changtian's frantic screams demanding it come back. The surroundings fell into silence, as Su Changtian gloomily turned to look at Ran Qingmo. She said coldly, "Follow me." With no other choice, Su Changtian could only trudge along behind Ran Qingmo into a gloomy forest. As he walked, Su Changtian thought to himself, "If I let this woman kidnap me, it's a dead end for sure. I need to find a way out of this." Thanks to the achievements preview, he found the information he needed. This giant ice block's goal is to capture me to persuade my father, the final boss, who's about to start a war. Having grasped her weakness, Su Changtian spoke confidently. Miss Ran, I know what your goal is. He stated bluntly, you want to use me as leverage to make my father spare the 40,000 disciples of the Sword Sect. Hearing her plan exposed, Ran Qingmo halted. Her beautiful eyes filled not only with shock but also a flicker of suspicion. She turned around, killing intent surging as her icy gaze pierced straight into Su Changtian, enunciating every word. How did you know? The invisible pressure sent chills down his spine. Su Changtian thought to himself, crap, I think I just said something one shouldn't have. For a player, the Prime Minister's destruction of the Heavenly Yuan Sword Sect is common knowledge, but for the people in this world, it's classified information. At this point in time, the Sword Sect's leader is still the respected national preceptor of the great Yuan dynasty. My father, the Prime Minister, has been close friends with him for decades. If the Prime Minister wanted to destroy the Sword Sect, nobody would even believe it, not even the sect leader himself. But hearing this from me, a worthless second-generation rich kid who only knows how to eat, drink, and gamble? My character's reputation just completely shattered. Anyway, I need to calm Ran Qingmo down first. Acting on the thought, Su Changtian immediately put on a fake friendly smile. Don't be so tense, never mind how I know. I just want to have a good talk with you about this. But Ran Qingmo was no pushover. Without a word she immediately drew her sword. A sharp sword aura shot towards Su Changtian in an instant, before he could even react. Su Changtian felt a piercing pain, with only one thought left in his mind. I died just like that. The end? Before his eyes was nothing but pitch black, his consciousness gradually fading. The space was deathly silent, with only the sound of dripping water. Su Changtian suddenly jolted awake, drenched in sweat, still shaken by what he had just experienced. He swallowed hard and stammered, I'm still alive. Only then did Su Changtian realize, that must have been an illusion technique that Ran Qingmo used on me, so that was a warning? In a flash, Ran Qingmo closed in on Su Changtian again, pressing her sword to his neck once more as she repeated the question, how did you know? Were you involved in this too? Su Changtian's mind raced. I have to find a way out of this, otherwise I'm really going to die. Su Changtian decided to go all in, raising his hand to block the blade as he asked back with a mysterious air, Miss Ran, you seem quite surprised? He started yapping, well, that makes sense. How would my father let a worthless person like me know such classified information? Then he abruptly changed direction. But here's the thing, Miss Ran, compared to me, the Prime Minister's third son, I'm actually more curious. How does a Sword Sect disciple like you know such secrets? A cold wind swept through, and the atmosphere became unbearably tense. Ran Qingmo froze at Su Changtian's question, stammering, what are you imlying? Seeing his plan working, Su Changtian thought to himself, this is working, except gong. He curled his lips and asked, what do you mean? Su Changtian began throwing out information he knew from the game. On an official level, the Great Yuan dynasty has stood for over 1,300 years. The Heavenly Yuan Sword Sect was founded alongside the Great Yuan. And every generation of sect leaders has served as the national preceptor. The current leader even serves as the Crown Prince's martial arts master. The Sword Sect rises and falls with the Great Yuan as one. He continued, on a personal level, my father and your master have been close friends for decades. Finishing his words, Su Changtian stared straight into Ran Qingmo's eyes and delivered the final psychological blow. As the disciple of the Sword Sect's leader, Miss Ran, what would make you believe my father would move against the Sword Sect? Don't you find that suspicious? Su Changtian's words struck Ran Qingmo like a hammer to the mind, causing her to freeze. Since he woke up, he's become a completely different person. His heartbeat is racing. He's not nearly as calm as he appears. Seeing Ran Qingmo waver, Su Changtian gently pushed her sword aside and said, Miss Ran, threats that can't be carried out are just jokes. Let's talk, I can help you. Ran Qingmo also realized, he's not like the useless person the rumors described. His heartbeat is gradually calming down. She thought to herself, just how much does he know, and what cards does he have? After some hesitation, Ran Qingmo decided to sheath her sword. It seemed Su Changtian's yapping had been a success. Su Changtian was secretly overjoyed, yet still couldn't help simping for his goddess. Incredible, she looks even cooler in real life than on the computer screen. But while he was still admiring her, Ran Qingmo silently picked up a dry branch nearby, and Su Changtian asked blankly, "Miss Ran?" Before he could finish speaking, Su Changtian took a full blow to the head. He collapsed to the ground, completely unconscious. Ran Qingmo coldly declared, "Enough talk." Then she grabbed Su Changtian by the collar and dragged him to a shabby cave, ignoring the pouring rain outside. After a while, Su Changtian woke up, his entire body aching, his head pounding like it was being split open. He groaned, My head hurts so much." He saw Ran Qingmo sitting at the cave entrance, soaked from head to toe, the cold air inside making Su Changtian shiver. He muttered, "It's so cold." Looking at Ran Qingmo, Su Changtian couldn't help sighing, this woman. Her temperament changes faster than turning pages in a book. He was still resentful about being hit with a stick. Does she really need to carry that stick even at this point? Suddenly, the system window appeared. Looking at the images it displayed, Su Changtian thought to himself, no wonder in every single story timeline the young master always dies on the way to being kidnapped. This idiot woman, she knocks out a sick person with a stick and then drags him through the rain. His face darkened as he gritted his teeth and asked Ran Qingmo, You want me to just freeze to death like this?" She merely shook her head indifferently, not bothering to say a word. Su Changtian flared up in anger. "If you don't want me to freeze to death, then help me make a fire." Ran Qingmo replied calmly, "But I don't have a flint pouch anymore." Hearing this, Su Changtian immediately shouted, "Then use your qi." He thought to himself, the qi that exists in this world is practically a universal energy source. Even though the Cangyuan game doesn't really show this aspect, as a top-tier fighter, generating fire should be simple for you, right? Ran Qingmo tried circulating her qi, but what she produced was a block of ice. She held the ice block in front of Su Changtian, leaving him speechless. Ran Qingmo handed him the ice and asked innocently, "My qi only produces ice, will that work?" He completely broke down and screamed in despair, "I'm sick, I need a bonfire, hot water, and food." Faced with his rambling, Ran Qingmo merely turned her face away in silence, clearly annoyed. Su Changtian cursed inwardly, damn it, he felt his body was about to give out. The cold and fever tormented him until he grew weak. He helplessly toppled forward. His face accidentally pressed against Ran Qingmo's chest, and in a daze he thought, "My body feels so light and so soft, am I hallucinating from the fever?" Ran Qingmo looked down at Su Changtian unconscious in her arms, her gaze complex, her thoughts unreadable. Su Changtian's consciousness faded, his final thought being, "I didn't expect I'd be logging off right after arriving here." In his delirium, Su Changtian felt as though he were sinking into icy cold water, and silently thought, "Is this what dying feels like? It's not so bad, really." Suddenly, a stream of liquid flowed into Su Changtian's mouth. He was startled. "What is this? It tastes sweet." Su Changtian opened his eyes and realized he was still alive. Standing before him was Ran Qingmo. He could hardly believe it. Was Ran Qingmo saving him? Right after that, Ran Qingmo said nothing and continued pouring the liquid from the wine gourd into his mouth. Su Changtian panicked and cried out, No, let me go." After a while, Su Changtian finally managed to sit up and question Ran Qingmo, What did you give me?" As soon as he lifted his head, his body nearly froze stiff, his mouth trembling. "This is..." Behind Ran Qingmo was a gigantic crimson python head with a razor-sharp horn on its forehead, bearing its fangs toward him. While the python looked incomparably ferocious, Ran Qingmo appeared strangely calm. Only Su Changtian was terrified out of his wits. Ran Qingmo ignored the python entirely, leisurely holding up a pouch to collect the drops of liquid dripping from its horn. Su Changtian held his breath as he watched, then noticed something horrifying. The massive python had been firmly pinned to the ground by a sharp ice pillar, blood flowing everywhere. At this moment, Ran Qingmo coldly spoke a single word, "So." Catching the water flask she tossed to him, Su Changtian fell into thought. This creature was brought here by this ice block to save me? Ran Qingmo snapped her fingers, and a pile of dry firewood flew in from somewhere and stacked itself in front of them. Watching Ran Qingmo slowly arranging the wood into a pile, Su Changtian thought to himself, how am I supposed to light such damp wood? While Su Changtian was still scratching his head in confusion, Ran Qingmo turned, grabbed the leash, and ordered the python, breathe fire for me. Su Changtian gaped in shock. The python obediently spewed out a stream of flames, igniting the wet firewood in an instant. Su Changtian rubbed his chin and analyzed, while the 5D pixel art transitioning to first-person perspective is a pretty big change. If I'm not mistaken, this should be a flame spirit python. It's a rare elite fire attribute material beast with some intelligence. Once defeated, you can tame it as a companion and cultivate it into a flame spirit jiao. The flame spirit fluid has multiple uses. It can be used as an auxiliary ingredient in alchemy pills. And since it's a lustful, fearful beast demon, it even has a slight aphrodisiac effect. Su Changtian suddenly stiffened, recalling the liquid he had just swallowed. Plus, this thing seems to be one of the ingredients for passion fodder, the supreme treasure from the corrupt world timeline. Thinking of this, Su Changtian turned his head to look behind him. At the same time, Ran Qingmo began removing her outer garment. Seeing this, Su Changtian panicked and shouted, "Hey, what are you doing?" Su Changtian's face flushed red, his heart filled with turmoil. Could it be the aphrodisiac effect from this beast? While Su Changtian's mind was spinning with indecent thoughts, Ran Qingmo simply removed her coat and coldly walked past him, her casual action causing a dangerous misunderstanding. Ran Qingmo calmly held her clothes out in front of the snake and ordered, drying the clothes. Although the python felt deeply aggrieved, it ultimately spat flames to dry Ran Qingmo's clothes. Seeing this scene, Su Changtian finally breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, so you just wanted to dry the clothes. After a while, Ran Qingmo silently entered meditation, while Su Changtian touched his own clothes and thought, damn it, I want to dry my clothes quickly too. Thus Su Changtian removed his outer garment and tiptoed toward the resting flame python in the cave, hoping to get his clothes dried, but the python refused. With an arrogant expression, Su Changtian pointed toward Ran Qingmo meditating behind him. Cold sweat poured from the python's head like rain. In the end, it reluctantly spat fire, while Su Changtian squinted and smiled in satisfaction. Ha, you beast, you still have to help me dry my clothes anyway. Su Changtian's provocative behavior enraged the python, its eyes blazing with bloodlust. Immediately, the python let out a furious roar and shot a fireball towards Su Changtian. Su Changtian froze in shock, unable to react to the sudden attack, only able to stare wide-eyed as the fireball rushed toward him. Right then, the flames were intercepted by a chilling stream of sword chi. At the critical moment, Ran Qingmo appeared and used her sword to save Su Changtian's life. He stood behind her still in a daze. Ran Qingmo coldly swung her sword. A lightning-fast slash instantly ended the python's life. The head of the unfortunate flame spirit python crashed heavily to the ground, ending its miserable existence. Ran Qingmo turned to look at Su Changtian and coldly asked, "You, what are you doing?" A flood of memories surged back. In the storyline of Cangyuan, the Su family's third young master dies 9 different times on the road while being kidnapped by Ran Qingmo, each death unique. Freezing to death is just one of them. Drowned in a creek, fell to death from a cliff, beaten to death with a wooden stick. Now that I think about it carefully, these bizarre deaths weren't accidents. Someone wants me dead in the Wanqing mountain range. Thinking this, Su Changtian became serious, stepped in front of Ran Qingmo, and said, "Miss Ran, we need to talk." Ran Qingmo slowly sheathed her sword and nodded. "All right, go ahead." Su Changtian silently sighed in relief. Good, at least she's willing to listen. I was really afraid she'd hit me with that stick again. Su Changtian went straight to the point. "Miss Ran, what I want to say is simple. For the sake of my life, and your life, we'd better cooperate." He began analyzing. "I know that because of my father, many people want me dead, but a demonic beast from the Wanqing mountain range shouldn't be influenced by him. Yet the flame spirit python, A creature that fears death more than anything, still tried desperately to kill me even after you pierced through its vital spot. Miss Ran, don't you find that strange? He presented his conclusion, his tone dangerous. Someone wants me dead on the road while you're taking me away, if I really die. Your goal of using me to threaten my father into stopping would become impossible to achieve. Ran Qingmo coldly replied, however, but you don't have any qi. Hearing this, Su Changtian was speechless, thinking, that's right, to Ran Qingmo, an ordinary person without qi is no different from an ant. Su Changtian hurriedly waved his hands, explaining, don't misunderstand, when I say cooperation, I don't mean fighting. You should have a map of the Wanqing mountain range, right? Yes. As long as we can figure out where we are now, I can provide us with a hiding place. Holding the map in one hand and opening the system with the other, Su Changtian felt relieved. Thankfully, the achievement system still includes map functionality. Though some details differ, it's mostly accurate. He pointed to a location on the map and said, this location, when I was young, my father brought me and my two brothers to the Wanqing mountain range. Su Changtian revealed further, he has a cave dwelling here with many cultivation resources enough for both of us to survive for quite some time. Ran Qingmo asked, your father knows about it too? Su Changtian laughed and flattered her. What else do you have to worry about? In front of a cultivator like you, everything I do is transparent anyway. Ran Qingmo seemed convinced and coldly said, all right, let's go. Outside, the rain continued to pour endlessly. Su Changtian, with the frail body of a mortal, had to support himself with a stick and move with great difficulty, while Ran Qingmo walked leisurely ahead. He panted heavily, doing his best not to fall too far behind Ran Qingmo in the torrential rain. An hour later, Su Changtian was nearly exhausted and gasping for breath, while Ran Qingmo remained unaffected, only slightly impatient. Finally, Su Changtian could no longer endure it and shouted, if you can't navigate, stop leading the way. Then he slapped his own face and muttered, I'm such an idiot, I actually expected this moron who could freeze a hostage to death to be able to find her way in the wilderness. Regaining his composure, Su Changtian turned to Ran Qingmo and said, take me to the highest point nearby first, maybe I can roughly figure out where we are. Ran Qingmo obediently agreed. Ran Qingmo waved her hand and circulated her qi. She grabbed Su Changtian and pulled him up to fly with her. He screamed in terror. Only then did she extend her hand to grip his shoulder. Ran Qingmo formed a solid ice platform and an ice umbrella to shield them both from the rain. She glanced at Su Changtian and coldly asked, can you see clearly from this height? Although still slightly dizzy, Su Changtian quickly confirmed that he could see the scenery below. Suspended in midair, Su Changtian began comparing the surroundings with his map to determine their exact position. After observing for a while, he spoke, that over there is Tianmen Mountain? Yes. Ran Qingmo asked, the cave dwelling you mentioned is up there? He nodded in response, correct. In Su Changtian's mind, certain information resurfaced. That cave dwelling is a hidden map location in the Cangyuan world timelines. The trigger condition is pretty clutch jump off Tianmen Mountain with a fortune stat over 80, and you'll enter it. This third young master's fortune is only 3. He could jump 100 times and never get in. But now I have Ran Qingmo. With this ice block strength, she can definitely protect me and get me down safely. With the plan set, Su Changtian proposed, let's go to Tianmen Mountain right now. Ran Qingmo nodded in agreement. And in the blink of an eye, Ran Qingmo vanished, the umbrella and ice platform beneath their feet dissipating. Su Changtian, lacking qi, immediately fell, his miserable scream echoing throughout the mountains and forests, as Ran Qingmo stared in stunned confusion. Ran Qingmo raised her hand and gathered qi towards Su Changtian. Instantly, a gust of wind rushed over to support his body. Ran Qingmo placed her hand on Su Changtian's back. She landed safely while carrying him in a princess hold. Su Changtian stared at Ran Qingmo with a horrified expression. Ran Qingmo showed no mercy and casually tossed him to the ground, Su Changtian only managing to cry out an ouch in pain. She coldly said, let's go, then turned and walked away. Su Changtian stared blankly and asked, you mean we are walking there? What else? Ran Qingmo replied. Su Chatian panicked. Can't you fly? If we walk, it'll take us over 10 days. 89. Ran Qingmo answered innocently. But I can't FL. Her reply left Su Changtian speechless. She explained, that was ice cloud stage from my technique. Su Changtian irritably said, this isn't the time to worry about the name, is it? Just carry me while you fly. Ran Qingmo fell silent, her sharp gaze locking onto Su Changtian. Her gaze terrified him. He hurriedly hugged himself and stammered, why are you looking at me like that? Ran Qingmo explained, your body is too weak. If I fly too fast while carrying you, you'll split apart. Su Changtian pondered, true, the physical bodies of cultivators in this world far exceed what people on earth can comprehend. With my frail young master's body, being carried by Ran Qingmo would be sending me to an early grave. In the end, he returned to his original idea and cheerfully suggested, since that's the case, what if we find a demon beast for me to ride instead? Ran Qingmo nodded in agreement. That makes sense. Su Changtian beamed with joy. Yes, yes. Without another word, Ran Qingmo shot off like a bolt of lightning, leaving Su Changtian standing alone. Su Changtian thought to himself, good thing Ran Qingmo reacted in time. If she'd really carried me at that speed, my life would have ended right here. Just then, a heaven-shaking roar erupted from deep within the forest, sending birds scattering in all directions. Su Changtian jumped in fright. Countless demon beasts fled in terror. Su Changtian was astonished and wondered, just one roar causes 100 beasts to scatter. What kind of demon beast is Ran Qingmo catching anyway? Roars, collisions, and screams echoed throughout the forest. A brutally intense battle was underway. Su Changtian listened for a while and muttered, this demon beast's voice is getting weaker and weaker. The bushes in front of him rustled with the sound of approaching footsteps. Ran Qingmo let out a demon beast with a swollen head and calmly asked, it will work? Looking at the demon beast's furious, murderous expression, Su Changtian swallowed and replied, well, it doesn't seem very cooperative. Unexpectedly, when Ran Qingmo turned to look at it, the ferocious lion instantly turned into an adorable kitten, rubbing against her hand and meowing. She picked up the wooden stick and said, wait a moment. Immediately after, the forest once again echoed with collisions and the demon beast's miserable cries. At the same time, back at the abandoned house from before, corpses lay scattered across the ground. Two mysterious figures, one male and one female, appeared amid the scene of death. The red-haired man squatted down, surveyed the area, and clicked his tongue. How tragic! Looks like whoever kidnapped the young master is no ordinary person. The brown-haired woman turned and asked, can you tell who did this? The red-haired man shook his head. How would I know? All ordinary sword energy slashes. They didn't even use any sword techniques. Hearing this, a thought flashed through her mind. They had formed a formation. The man nodded, set but still killed the opponent in one strike. The woman asked, could you do that? The red-haired man hesitated. Well, standing amid the ruins, he admitted, at least this spirit Buddha, I couldn't slash it in one strike without using origin chi. Afterward, he delivered a chilling conclusion, that person might be stronger than me. The red-haired man let out a sigh and continued, the eldest young master has already rushed from the imperial capital to Jingjiang city because of what happened to the third young master. Quite a few people in the city have already died. You go back first and report to him that whoever made this move is most likely a grandmaster. Hearing this, the girl immediately asked, what about you? He replied in a low voice, of course I'll keep pursuing them, carrying the third young master. Even a grandmaster can't run fast. I'll leave you markers along the way. Make sure to go and return quickly, otherwise by the time you all catch up, I might already be a corpse. Having said that, the man quickly set off. The female companion merely stood there silently, watching his retreating figure without saying a word. Returning to the forest, where Su Changtian, Ran Qingmo, and the large cat were moving forward. Several additional lumps had appeared on the large cat's head from being beaten. It was on the verge of tears, obediently carrying the two of them on its back as it trudged ahead. While riding the large cat, Su Changtian anxiously asked Ran Qingmo, are you sure this tiger won't suddenly bite me? She raised the wooden stick in her hand and coldly replied, "It wouldn't dare." Although he still felt far from safe, Su Changtian could only console himself that this was still much better than having to walk on his own. Suddenly an intense pain surged through him, causing Su Changtian's vision to darken. Su Changtian spat out a mouthful of fresh blood, his body racked with unbearable pain. Seeing this, Ran Qingmo asked, "What's wrong with you?" He could only scream inwardly, "Damn it! The game never mentioned that the third young master had this kind of problem. What the hell is wrong with this trash body?" The pain became too much for Su Changtian to endure. He tumbled off the tiger's back, his consciousness gradually fading. Ran Qingmo anxiously called out, "Su Changtian?" In his hazy state, he could only hear Ran Qingmo shouting his name loudly, "Su Changtian." Some time later, Su Changtian suddenly woke up, his eyes still unfocused. He found himself once again sitting on the tiger's back, and heard a familiar voice by his ear. "You're awake?" Su Changtian looked over to see Ran Qingmo standing alone by a nearby tree. Jumping down onto the white snow, Su Changtian hesitantly asked, How long was I unconscious?" Ran Qingmo replied indifferently, 4 days. He quickly opened the system window, his mind filled with countless questions. What kind of illness is this? I never saw anything like this when I was playing the game. This doesn't look like a poisoning reaction either. With my father around, no one would dare risk their entire clan's lives as a joke. Could it be that I've awakened some kind of special constitution? Something like a sword embryo spirit body, Tao soul divine bones, or the like? Maybe my golden finger is only just arriving now. His rosy fantasy was instantly shattered by Ran Qingmo's question. Your rejection syndrome has ended? Su Changtian gaped, rendered speechless. Those who reach the origin source realm, if they enter through martial arts, they can regenerate from a drop of blood with an indestructible body. If they enter through qi, their soul solidifies and can leave the body to possess others. That's right, this world does have the concept of possession. I didn't expect that this kind of cross-world transmigration would actually trigger rejection syndrome in him. Understanding the issue, yet facing Ran Qingmo's blade-sharp gaze, Su Changtian could only force himself to act like an amnesiac, awkwardly smiling as he asked, Miss Ran, what do you mean by this? He hoped to fool her. Ran Qingmo paid no attention to his performance. She stared straight into Su Changtian's eyes and stated decisively, You're not Su Changtian. Exposed, Su Changtian frantically calculated in his mind, right now I only have 2 options: admit it or deny it. If I deny it, what reason should I use to fool her? Su Changtian fell silent, his long hair concealing his expression, but his mind was undoubtedly running at full speed. Ran Qingmo simply stood there, patiently waiting for his answer. If I admit it, then what are the consequences? As he thought, he moved closer to the large cat to grab that water flask. To buy time, Su Changtian took out the flask and gulped it down in one go. After a moment, he looked straight at Ran Qingmo and asked in return, Whether or not I'm Su Changtian, does it really matter to you? Hearing this, Ran Qingmo rolled her eyes to the side as if pondering something. But only a second later, she returned to her usual cold expression and continued questioning, It doesn't matter. But why don't you understand cultivation? Su Changtian immediately played the ultimate card of every transmigrated male lead. Because I've lost a lot of my memories, many things are just fragments. Her voice sank. Including the cave dwelling you mentioned? Su Changtian nodded, naturally. Ran Qingmo hesitantly asked, Then, how did you find out about the Sword Sect matter? Hearing this, Su Changtian gave an awkward smile to dodge the issue and hurriedly reminded her of their agreement. Miss Ran, didn't we agree not to pry into each other's secrets on this matter? And besides, that person would never waver in their decision because of me, or rather, because of Su Changtian. Seeing that he was still being stubborn, Ran Qingmo raised the wooden stick to threaten him. Su Changtian immediately jumped in fright and explained, I'm not trying to run away, so please put down your stick. He hurriedly made a proposal. If you really want to prevent the Sword Sect's destruction, there's a better way. If you change your mind, I can help you any time. But Ran Qingmo coldly refused. I don't need it. At that moment, the ground suddenly began to shake violently. Su Changtian jumped up and hugged the large cat tightly, panicking as he asked, "What's going on, an earthquake?" Ran Qingmo remained calm and answered succinctly, "No." Beneath the white snow, something enormous was rising, carrying an overwhelming presence. Ran Qingmo warned, "It's coming." Su Changtian was still confused and asked back, "What coming?" From beneath the snow, a gigantic black python with blood-red eyes slowly emerged, its massive body blotting out the sky. It flicked out its tongue and hissed. Ran Qingmo calmly introduced, "The seven-life python." Su Changtian stared at the python, panic rising in his heart. 1, 2, 3, 6. It is 6-molt 7-life python. The 7-life python can molt and recultivate 7 times. On the 7th molt, it can truly transform into human form. Its cultivation speed becomes completely identical to humans. And most importantly, this giant python will become one of the female leads in the future. After transforming into human form on the 7th molt, she will head to the Great Yuan dynasty, becoming a legal lowly bear demon. Using the alias Ji Qingwei, she will meet the plot protagonist in Xinjiang City. Why would this kind of plot development happen? The female lead shouldn't be bumping into me, a mere third young master here. While he was still reeling, the gigantic python had already swung its spiked tail upward, preparing a devastating attack. The gigantic python gave Su Changtian no time to think. It lashed out with its spiked tail, striking down like a thunderbolt at the spot where he stood. Seeing that he was still stunned, Ran Qingmo moved swiftly, grabbed him by the collar, and said, "Why are you still standing there?" Saying this, she hugged Su Changtian and leapt aside, narrowly dodging a fatal strike from the 7-life python. Not only that, she also casually hurled him straight toward the tiger that was about to flee. The unfortunate tiger was just about to run when Su Changtian fell from the sky and slammed directly into its body. Ran Qingmo ordered the tiger, "Protect him well. If he gets hurt, you'll answer for it." The tiger was so frightened that it stood at attention and let out a meow. Meanwhile, she also tossed Su Changtian a small sword and said, "After that, you go first. If it moves strangely, crush it." He looked at her and asked anxiously, "What about you?" At this moment, Ran Qingmo faced the gigantic python. She coldly said, "Kill her." As her words fell, Ran Qingmo swung her sword and slashed straight toward the python. The collision produced a massive explosion, blowing both Su Changtian and the tiger away, but the tiger quickly regained its balance and fled. Su Changtian looked back and shouted, "I'll wait for you at the cliff of suspended heaven on top of Tianmen Mountain." Amid the intense battle, Ran Qingmo still had the presence of mind to reply curtly, "No." Su Changtian's eyes shone with determination as he continued to shout, "I said I'll wait for you at the cliff of suspended heaven." His words involuntarily caused Ran Qingmo to pause for a moment. In the end, she agreed decisively, "All right." The battle resumed, Ran Qingmo nimbly dodging the python's attacks while searching for an opportunity to counterattack. Suddenly, the python fired a purple energy sphere, but it seemed its target was not Ran Qingmo. The energy sphere shot straight towards Su Changtian and his tiger, who were trying to flee. Su Changtian panicked, grabbing the tiger tightly and shouting, "Quick, think of something, or I'll drag you down with me." The tiger was also scared pale. In the moment of crisis, the tiger unexpectedly displayed courage, turning back and letting out a roar, using its body to block the attack. The python opened its mouth again, preparing another strike, and Su Changtian looked on in horror as an energy sphere began forming within its jaws. However, before the 7-life python's technique could fully take shape, Ran Qingmo. Seizing the chance, the tiger hurriedly carried Su Changtian away from that place. As he ran, Su Changtian thought to himself, "She really seems to want my life? No wonder that flame spirit python from before tried desperately to kill me. Looks like she was directing it too." After taking a blow from Ran Qingmo, the python roared in rage, preparing to unleash another attack right in front of her. Ran Qingmo did not waver at all. She raised her ice sword, gathering a massive amount of energy, preparing for a final strike. The two streams of energy collided, their destructive force shaking the entire area. The pressure from the explosion forced Su Changtian and the tiger to flee headlong, not daring to look back. As he ran, he still glanced back from time to time, thinking silently, Miss Ran, you still need to take me into the cave dwelling beneath the cliff of suspended heaven. After fleeing for a while, they finally reached a narrow forest trail. Su Changtian widened his eyes, revealing his astonishment. This place should be. A massive hollow pierced through the mountain, like a heavenly gate. Su Changtian and the tiger stood on a rocky outcrop, gazing at the mountain, and he immediately recognized it, Tianmen Mountain. Suddenly he sensed a sharp, invisible surge of energy radiating from the mountain and exclaimed in shock, "This is sword intent?" Could the heavenly gate at the peak of this mountain really have been pierced through by a single sword strike? If someone truly could be this powerful, wouldn't the northern war god who stands opposed to Father in the great Yen court become a laughing stock? No matter how masterfully one commands troops, it can never match a single casual strike from an unrivaled expert. What prestige could such a war god possibly have? Suddenly, 2 streams of blood poured from Su Changtian's nose. The fresh blood spraying into the air startled even the tiger beside him. His body weakened visibly as he muttered, "Just looking at this sword intent a few times did this to me? This game world is truly beyond my current comprehension." At that moment, a loud explosion rang out from behind. Su Changtian startled and turned around. Now what's happening? Emerging from the white smoke behind was the 7-life python. 2 flashes of light streaked forth, accompanied by 2 sharp slicing sounds cutting through the air. The gigantic python was officially defeated, its enormous body collapsing to the ground, completely devoid of life. From above, Ran Qingmo gently descended onto the monster's head, 6 sword wounds embedded precisely into 6 fatal weak points on its body. Su Changtian stood nearby, utterly bewildered, wondering what going on. He stared in shock at Ran Qingmo standing atop the python, unable to believe his eyes. After the fierce battle, Ran Qingmo was panting heavily, clearly having expended a great deal of strength. She stood on the monster's corpse, her gaze icy cold, her sword still stained with blood. Seeing Ran Qingmo injured, her clothes torn and tattered, Su Changtian anxiously called out, "Miss Ran." However, Ran Qingmo did not respond. She used the edge of her sword to cut a single line across the top of the python's head. Blood gushed out like a waterfall, and along with it, a red blossom flew forth. Su Changtian exclaimed in shock, "This is Snake Heart Lotus." To be precise, a 6-molt snake heart lotus. Priceless, one of the top-tier alchemy materials in Cangyuan. It can be used to refine the golden scale pill, or the blood spirit rebirth pill. The blood spirit rebirth pill has the effect of calming the soul and fusing it with the body. As long as I have it, I can overcome the effects of rejection syndrome, fusing my body and soul as one without any flaws. Most importantly, Jin Xien, one of the female leads of the game, actually just died like that. The familiar plot I once knew has already changed because of my arrival. Will my knowledge of the game still be useful going forward? As Su Changtian sank into thought, he suddenly paused and looked up to see Ran Qingmo staggering forward. Ran Qingmo was completely exhausted and collapsed. Su Changtian shouted in alarm, "Miss Ran?" He hurried forward, trying to catch her before she hit the ground. Fortunately, he managed to catch her in time. Ran Qingmo had completely lost consciousness in his arms. He anxiously called her name once more, "Miss Ran." At the same time, elsewhere, 2 figures descended from the sky onto the site where the fierce battle had just taken place. Both stared at the scene before them in horror. The man clicked his tongue. "Good thing I didn't chase after them alone. By the time you report back and return, I'd probably already be frozen inside that giant ice block." The girls seriously analyzed the situation. A 6-molt 7-life python, 1 more rebirth, and it could fully stabilize its human form. Must be some important figure from the snake demon clan of the foreign demon nation. Hearing this, the white-haired man lowered his head and said in a deep voice, "The only person who could battle such a great demon and use this type of technique is Ran Qingmo of the Sword Sect." The female companion asked, "You mean, the 3rd young master was captured by Ran Qingmo?" He replied, "Not certain, but at least Ran Qingmo wanted to protect the 3rd young master. Notify the eldest young master and the other search parties that we've found the 3rd young master's whereabouts." The girl frowned, "But we still haven't." He interrupted her. We've been tracking them this whole way, and whoever kidnapped the third young master hasn't taken a single detour. He looked toward the mountain range ahead and said, There. Heading to Tianen Mountain. Returning to the male lead, he was still flustered with the unconscious beauty in his arms, continuously calling out, Miss Ran, Miss Ran. On a desolate cliff, with fierce winds howling, Ran Qingmo slowly opened her eyes. Discovering that she was being carried in Su Changtian's arms, she weakly asked, Your cave dwelling, where is it? He was startled and replied, It's below the cliff of suspended heaven. The two stood at the edge of the cliff, looking down into the bottomless abyss below. Su Changtian suggested, You're so badly injured, shouldn't you rest more before we continue? Ran Qingmo hesitated, but Su Changtian's father's men will arrive soon. Upon hearing this, Su Changtian's expression changed drastically, and he cried out in shock with a what? Su Changtian recalled how the original body had been tortured in the past, and he felt extreme fear. We're doomed. If the original body's father discovers I've possessed his son, at the very least I'll be skinned alive and have my tendons ripped out. Seeing Su Changtian panic, Ran Qingmo spoke to calm him. You seem uneasy? Calm down, I won't reveal your secret. Su Changtian immediately asked, Don't you know that possession can be? She shook her head blankly. Regaining his composure, Su Changtian asked, Can your current body withstand flight? Ran Qingmo replied weakly, I'm badly injured. Caught in a dilemma, Su Changtian paced back and forth anxiously, thinking to himself, Staying here is a dead end, I must think of a way. Suddenly, a bold idea flashed through Su Changtian's mind, his eyes lighting up. I've got it. Su Changtian turned around, his gaze resolute as he looked at Ran Qingmo. Without saying a word, Su Changtian stepped forward and once again scooped Ran Qingmo up into his arms. Suddenly lifted, Ran Qingmo was startled and asked, What are you doing? Su Changtian revealed a meaningful smile and proposed, Miss Ran, how about we make a bet? Ran Qingmo nodded. You speak. He looked straight into her eyes and set the condition. If we can survive, you'll owe me a favor and have to do one thing for me. Looking at the abyss before them, Ran Qingmo fell silent, seemingly weighing Su Changtian's proposal. Then she spoke, But we won't survive. Su Changtian hurriedly corrected, I mean if we do survive. He continued persuading her, If we can survive, it will certainly be because my cave dwelling saved us. I saved your life, so shouldn't you owe me a favor? Ran Qingmo fell silent once more, her expression complicated. Finally, Ran Qingmo agreed, Fine, if we survive, I'll owe you a favor. Su Changtian smiled, It's a deal. The moment the agreement was made, Su Changtian did not hesitate, tightly holding Ran Qingmo as he jumped straight down into the unfathomable abyss. Left behind on the cliff, the tiger stared blankly as the two plunged downward, only managing to let out a confused and panicked meow. While falling freely at a terrifying speed, Su Changtian maintained an extremely focused expression, thinking to himself, If I remember correctly, Ran Qingmo's fortune it seems to be 93. Just as expected, when he looked at Ran Qingmo, an information panel appeared, Fortune, 93. And just like that, the two of them continued falling freely into the bottomless abyss. At the same time, inside a forest not far away, a group of people leapt out from within the woods. Once again, it was the red-haired man with a masculine beard, carrying a massive saber on his back. He turned back and asked the man in front of him, You're all here early, did you find the third young master? That man curled his lips and replied, Jochen, the third young master was taken down the cliff by a woman. The mist below the cliff of suspended heaven can block soul detection. Jochen rushed over, patted his shoulder, and said, Long time no see, weren't you accompanying the crown prince on his diplomatic mission to the northern barbarians? When did you return? Once this matter is settled, when we return to Jingjiang City, I'll treat you to drinks at Drunken Immortal Tower. However, the man suddenly brushed Zhou Chen's hand aside and coldly said, The eldest young master has already descended into the cliff of suspended heaven, show some restraint, his face stern and severe. Zhou Chen pursed his lips, Fine, we'll talk about drinking privately later, but since you all arrived first, did you figure out who kidnapped the third young master? The man replied succinctly, Ran Qingmo, and we also left tracking marks, but she ignored them all. Zhou Chen's face darkened as he ground his teeth inwardly. As expected, it's Ran Qingmo. Even when Sima Yu left marks, Ran Qingmo still escaped with the third young master. Could the national preceptor and the prime minister have had some unknown conflict? Several more figures appeared in the sky, moving as swiftly as the wind, and Zhou Chen turned around. The two figures who landed were a man and a woman, both exuding a cold and arrogant demeanor. Zhou Chen and Sima Yu immediately clasped their hands respectfully, appears before eldest young master. The man said in a deep voice, Origin illusion Mr. A. Humph, this was clearly premeditated. Ran Qingmo actually knew there was such a maze here. This man was the prime minister's eldest son, the eldest young master, Su Chunga. Su Chunga deduced, this array was built alongside Tianan Mountain and cannot be broken. However, after 1 month when its origin energy is exhausted, the mist will naturally dissipate. During this time, I'll have to trouble you gentlemen to guard this place. After that, he turned to the masked girl and said, Shadow 7, you don't need to follow me either, just wait here. Shadow 7 asked in surprise, Eldest young master, where are you going? Without answering, Su Chunga leapt into the air and departed on the wind, leaving Shadow 7 standing there in shock. He hovered in midair, turned back to look at everyone, with the head of the 7-life python beside him, still fierce and imposing. Su Chunga coldly instructed, Gentlemen, I must temporarily leave for it's a long journey, and I may not be able to return within a month. Ran Qingmo is in your hands, gentlemen, no need to hold back. As for Changtian, although Changtian is quite stupid, and he's indeed an absolute piece of trash, but no matter how trashy he is, it's not outsiders' place to discipline him. So I must ask you gentlemen to ensure Changtian's safety. The people below immediately accepted the order, yes. After Su Chunga left, worry surfaced on his face. 3 years ago, elder brother Chang'an was already stolen away. Now if Changtian has another incident, what father will do, even I, his son, cannot predict. The scene shifted back to the bottom of the abyss, inside a cave halfway up a towering mountain. A drop of water condensed above fell directly onto the center of Su Changtian's forehead. He held his head and slowly sat up. Seeing him move, Ran Qingmo spoke, You're awake. Can you let go of my hand now? Su Changtian cried out in surprise and realized he was still tightly holding the beauty's hand from the fall, his face flushing red with embarrassment. Su Changtian chuckled awkwardly, thinking to himself, with the original body's fortune stat as high as 3, if I'd let go of her hand, I'd probably be smashed to pieces by now. Ran Qingmo slightly leaned to the side, leaving Su Changtian puzzled. Suddenly, Ran Qingmo gently lowered her head and softly said, Thank you. These words completely froze Su Changtian in place. He could not believe that this Millennium Iceberg would actually say something so polite. However, Su Changtian replied bluntly, Miss Ran, thank you is the most worthless phrase in this world. We survived, so I won the bet. You now owe me a favor. Ran Qingmo sat there dazed, thinking about his words, then immediately recoiled and showed a look of disgust. What do you all want to do? Seeing her reaction, Su Changtian jumped in fright and shouted, Are you thinking of something weird? Su Changtian put on a magnanimous air, Save it for now, I don't have anything I need you to do yet. He stood up and surveyed the cave, and with the knowledge of a gamer, he thought to himself, If I remember correctly, this hidden secret realm still has treasures. Su Changtian began searching, leaving Ran Qingmo sitting there, curiously watching his back. He flipped over the mattress on the jade bed, and just as expected, an item was hidden underneath. As expected, it's here. Sumeru Ring, unlike some other cultivation worlds where everyone has a storage ring. In this world, the Sumeru Ring is a top-tier treasure. But before his joy could last long, he realized a harsh truth. Unfortunately, the Sumeru Ring requires origin chi to activate. An ordinary person like me has no way to use it. His face filled with frustration as he turned to look at Ran Qingmo. He tossed the Sumeru Ring toward her and said, There's medicine inside to heal your injuries, along with some things from before I possessed this body. Right now I can't take them out, so I can only ask for your help. Ran Qingmo did not refuse. She accepted the ring and began channeling spiritual power into it, trying to break the seal. The ring trembled, seemingly resisting Ran Qingmo's spiritual power, but in the end the seal was broken. A flash of light burst forth, and all the items inside the ring spilled out, including a set of clothes, several medicine bottles, a book, and a jade box. Ran Qingmo innocently reported, "That's all." Su Changtian collapsed onto the ground with a thud and shouted, "I know." He hugged the spoils tightly, beaming with joy. 1 cultivation manual, 1 combat technique, 1 blood jade glazed robe, and these 3 bottles of pills. The first bottle is the 9 return pill, a sacred medicine for healing injuries. The second bottle is the blood spirit rebirth pill, used for calming the soul and fusing it with the body. The last bottle is the calamity meteorite pill, an essential item for cultivating the blood origin heart meteorite manual. Su Changtian picked up 1 bottle and handed it to Ran Qingmo, saying, "You can keep the 9 return pill for healing." Right after that, he clutched the remaining items possessively and spoke in a childish tone, "But I'm not giving you the rest." Ran Qingmo hesitated for a moment before asking, can you give me a jade box?" Su Changtian muttered, "A jade box?" Su Changtian grinned broadly and said, "Just take it directly." Suddenly, Ran Qingmo stood up and walked closer, her aura overwhelming him. Su Changtian's face flushed as he stammered, What are you doing?" Ran Qingmo held out a radiant crimson flower that was glowing faintly and said, "I'm trading this with you." Su Changtian thought to himself, "I remember putting this thing in my chest before jumping off the cliff, most likely while I was unconscious. This big ice block secretly pocketed her spoils of war." He let out a soft sigh, then spoke, "I'll accept it. Help me put it in the Samura ring." Ran Qingmo nodded, "All right." Su Changtian jumped onto the jade bed to study the items he had just obtained. "Although I already obtained a blood spirit rebirth pill, I can't just take it directly. Pills that greatly benefit cultivators can actually be deadly poison to ordinary people." Behind him, Ran Qingmo quietly wished, "I also want to try sitting there." His gaze landed on the blood origin heart meteorite manual, and he made up his mind. "I can only cultivate the blood origin heart meteorite manual first. This is currently the only way to resolve the rejection between my body and soul." He slowly flipped open a page. Su Changtian read attentively, "Face death to achieve life, refine body and soul, C6, white dolphin, inhale into body, heart origin soul." Su Changtian's mind spun wildly, plunging him into utter confusion. Where am I? Who am I? What are all these things? He clawed at his hair in despair, realizing bitterly, reality really isn't like the game where you just click the mouse for one-click learning. Having an ordinary person like me learn one of the 3 blood red tier cultivation manuals in Cangyuan is no different from asking an elementary schooler to build a nuclear bomb by hand. In his desperation, his gaze suddenly stopped on the blood spirit rebirth pill. A crazy thought sprang into his mind. If taking only the blood spirit rebirth pill would cause my body to explode and die, then. Thinking this, he immediately picked up the bottle of calamity meteorite pill as well. Holding the 2 pill bottles in his hands, an extremely bold and dangerous plan took shape. What if I take both the calamity meteorite pill and the blood spirit rebirth pill together? Would the effect be better? He analyzed. The first stage effect of the calamity meteorite pill is to shock the meridians, but for someone ordinary like me, it would physically rupture them. Once all my meridians split apart, my little life would be on the brink of death. At this point, the second stage effect of the calamity meteorite pill spreads, rapidly speeding up the dissipation rate of my soul and intent. But as long as I take the blood spirit rebirth pill in time, I can use it to reconsolidate my scattered soul. Blending 2 completely opposing pill effects, then running the blood origin heart meteorite manual along with them, my soul keeps getting scattered and then polished back together again, on repeat. Until finally, my body and soul fit together perfectly. If it works, not only will my soul be incredibly solid, but every last one of my 127 meridians inside the body will be totally clear. The meridian system is a very important concept in Cangyuan. The more open meridians a character has, the less experience required when leveling up. Thinking of this, Su Changtian revealed a crafty smile. In other words, I'll become one of the top geniuses in this world. But he quickly regained his composure and shook his head, telling himself, wait, I need to stay calm. He flipped back through the manual. Every opportunity comes with danger. The Blood Origin Heart Meteorite manual makes this very clear. To master it, one must hold out with sheer willpower while teetering on the edge of death, keeping conscious to run the technique. He turned his head to look at Ran Qingmo. His eyes filled with resolve. There's only one way forward now. Acting on his thoughts, Su Changtian rushed over and tightly grabbed Ran Qingmo's hand, pleading, Miss Ran, help me. Ran Qingmo asked in surprise, you want to use that favor now? He explained, I want you to teach me basic cultivation knowledge, like how to draw qi into the body and what heart source soul means. Ran Qingmo replied coldly, that doesn't need a favor, I'll teach you. As if grabbing a lifeline, Su Changtian's face lit up with joy as he hurriedly said, perfect, let's get started right now. Ran Qingmo agreed, but her next sentence made Su Changtian's brain short-circuit, as she calmly ordered, all right, take off your clothes. Su Changtian froze, his face burning red from shock and embarrassment. Eh? Su Changtian's face flushed crimson as he stammered, in this cave, with just you and me, stripping feels a bit awkward, you know? Meanwhile, Ran Qingmo maintained her icy expression. Ran Qingmo explained, my injuries have weakened my qi control. If you keep your clothes on, you might get hurt. Su Changtian instantly changed his attitude and broke into a wide grin. You could have just explained that earlier. After removing his upper garment, and revealing a surprisingly muscular physique, he even shamelessly asked, should I take it off too? His joke angered Ran Qingmo, a red glint flashing in her eyes. Su Changtian laughed and said, no need, I get it. She ordered, lie down. Su Changtian obediently complied, lying flat on the jade bed. When Ran Qingmo's slender fingers gently touched his abdomen, a jolt of electricity ran through Su Changtian, making him shiver. She explained, my qi is about to enter your body. I'll show you how to locate the acupuncture points. She warned him in advance. This might hurt a bit. A stream of purple origin qi began flowing from her fingertips into Su Changtian's body. The icy current coursed through his body, making him jump. Ran Qingmo pointed at his lower abdomen and said, this is the Yuan point. What followed was genuine torture, as Ran Qingmo pointed out acupuncture points all over his body one by one. Here's Bai Wei, here's Shiting, here's Taiyang, here's Ermin, here's Jingming. Every touch made Su Changtian scream in pain. After being thoroughly pointed all over, Su Changtian panted heavily, drenched in sweat. Ran Qingmo asked, got all that, did you remember them all? He replied weakly, pretty much. Pretty much? Ran Qingmo repeated, her gaze filled with doubt and disdain as she looked at him. Being looked at like an idiot, Su Changtian protested unhappily, can you not look at me like I'm an idiot? Ran Qingmo said nothing more, grabbing his hand and coldly declaring, I'll show you again. And so, the acupuncture torture began once more, Su Changtian's piercing screams echoing through the cave yet again. The screams repeated over and over as time slipped by, and before long, a month had passed. On the cliff wall, the marks tallying the days were densely carved. After a month of grueling training, Su Changtian was now able to execute the sword technique taught by Ran Qingmo with great proficiency. He lightly sheathed his sword and said to Ran Qingmo, I've mastered the lotus sword technique you taught me. I know the meridians inside and out now. Su Changtian raised his hand, a small and feeble flame of origin qi appearing, as he thought to himself, after practicing for a whole month, I should be able to try the blood origin. Suddenly, a loud rumbling sound echoed from outside. Su Changtian asked in alarm, what's that noise? Ran Qingmo replied, something's up with the formation outside. Ran Qingmo's expression became extremely grave, as she knew their time in hiding was about to end. The protective barrier at the cave entrance was shaking violently and beginning to crack. It was about to be shattered. Facing this life and death situation, Su Changtian asked anxiously, how much time is left? Ran Qingmo looked at the crumbling barrier and replied coldly, about 2 hours. All the Su family people are outside. If I don't fuse my soul soon, Once I'm found both Ran Qingmo and I. Looking at the cultivation manual, Su Changtian made up his mind. Only 2 hours left. Even if I die, I've got to try. Without hesitation, Su Changtian turned to Ran Qingmo and made an outrageous request. Miss Ran, could you put me in a near-death state? Ran Qingmo was slightly taken aback but still replied, I can, but why? Su Changtian looked straight at her, his gaze unwavering, to save both our lives. Ran Qingmo still did not understand and said, but, my wounds are healed now. Su Changtian hurriedly explained, I know your injuries are fine, but Su Changge is outside. Su Changtian recalled, in the story, Su Changge chased Ran Qingmo all the way, finally caught up at the Great Yen border, and seriously wounded her in just 2 moves. He continued, 10 years ago, Su Changge's chi had already reached the origin realm, you're no match. Hearing this, Ran Qingmo fell silent. Ran Qingmo tightly gripped her sword, clearly resolved to fight to the death, but Su Changtian had another plan. He suddenly pressed her sword to his own neck and proposed, or, you could use my body to threaten Su Changge to escape. Ran Qingmo withdrew her hand, her gaze complicated, and said coldly, now I owe you another favor. Returning to the original plan, she asked, what's your plan for after the near-death? Su Changtian sat cross-legged on the jade bed, steadied himself, and instructed, put me in a near-death state, but keep me conscious. He took out 2 bottles of pills and explained carefully, as long as I take the Calamity Meteorite pill and the Blood Spirit Rebirth pill together, and run the Blood Origin Heart Meteorite manual to fully fuse my soul. Hearing such a mad plan, Ran Qingmo could not help asking worriedly, that will you be okay? Su Changtian's eyes were resolute, there's no other way. Seeing his determination, Ran Qingmo nodded as well, if that's the case, get ready. Ran Qingmo began circulating her cultivation, bone-chilling cold energy gathering in her palm, preparing to send it into Su Changtian's body. As the cold surged in, Su Changtian felt as if his entire body was frozen solid, the pain reaching its peak. It hurts, so cold. Is this what dying feels like? His consciousness gradually blurred, his body on the verge of collapse. Damn it, I can't hold on much longer. At the critical moment, Ran Qingmo placed her hand on his forehead, a warm stream of energy flowing in as she shouted, don't sleep, jolting Su Changtian back to clarity. Breaking free from the daze, Su Changtian weakly expressed his thanks. Ran Qingmo merely responded with a cold Without wasting a second, Su Changtian immediately took out the 2 prepared pill bottles and tossed them straight into his mouth. The moment the medicinal power entered his body, it erupted violently, an even more terrifying pain crashing down. Su Changtian could not suppress a miserable scream, feeling as though his soul and body were about to be torn apart. Blue energy surged out wildly, spiraling around Su Changtian's body, the force fusion process officially beginning. Ran Qingmo stood nearby, staring in shock at the scene before her. The pain tore through body and soul alike, yet Su Changtian gritted his teeth and endured. He knew clearly that this was the only path to break the cocoon and be reborn, to confront death in order to temper this body and soul anew. Su Changtian's modern soul, previously rejected by this body, transformed into a blazing red stream of energy and began the force fusion process. A loud explosion rang out within the sea of consciousness, soul and body finally merging as one. A powerful aura erupted outward with Su Changtian at its center. Deep crimson energy billowed violently, an earth-shaking transformation taking place within the so-called third young master. Amid the pain of transformation, the original owner's humiliating memories resurfaced. Trash. Can't even do something this simple. If I ever see you embarrass us outside again, I'll beat you to death for father, you disgrace. Look at the mess you made in the imperial capital. Useless at training, useless at exams, Su Changtian, can't you learn from your second brother or fourth sister? Ha ha ha, Su Changtian, I leave for 3 days and now you're like a different person. I left for a northern barbarian's mission just 3 months. And you already caused this mess? Nice work. Now you even dared to cross the Duke Wu's own granddaughter? Inger, bring me the whip, the thickest one. I must change. I cannot keep living such a useless and humiliating life anymore, Su Changtian roared within his mind. Together with that resolve, the shackles of the past seemed to shatter, a sharp hard sword forming and severing all bindings. The aura around Su Changtian changed completely, his eyes now deep and unfathomable, concealing a terrifying power. The final streams of red energy fully merged into his body. Su Changtian slowly opened his eyes, his bearing utterly transformed. At that moment, Ran Qingmo spoke with a grave expression. The formation outside is gone, they're coming. Su Changtian calmly replied, I know. He unhurriedly draped the red cloak over his shoulders. Now, standing before Ran Qingmo was a completely new person, no longer panicked or fearful, only calmness and the bearing of a true powerhouse. Ran Qingmo looked at him, shock flashing in her eyes. You. She took a deep breath and for the first time, formally introduced herself with solemnity. My name is Ran Qingmo. Su Changtian smiled faintly, a confident smile tinged with menace. I know. Then he also formally declared his new identity. My name's Su Changtian. Ran Qingmo nodded in acknowledgement. Looks like you've successfully fused your soul. Su Changtian replied indifferently, yeah. Suddenly, the entire cave shook violently as the final barrier was completely shattered. Facing the imminent enemy, Su Changtian showed no sign of panic, merely letting out a sigh. What's meant to come still came, huh? With a thunderous boom, the cave ceiling exploded, countless rocks falling as a massive opening appeared above. Four figures stood backlit on the cliff, overwhelming in presence, Zhou Chen's icy voice echoing through the cave. Miss Ran, come out, please. Ran Qingmo immediately assumed a defensive stance, sword in hand and ready to fight, knowing she was no match, yet refusing to be captured easily. But Su Changtian gently pressed her sword hilt down. He stepped forward to shield her, his voice steady and powerful. Don't say anything, I'll handle this. Looking up at the figures on the cliff, Su Changtian raised his voice, his momentum undiminished. Miss Ran didn't hurt me, don't attack her, let her go. He raised his hand to block the glare and see the situation above more clearly. On the cliff were four of Su Chang's trusted subordinates, led by Jin Xien with blazing red hair. Su Changtian narrowed his eyes at the masked woman. I remember this woman. Every time Su Chang'e beat me, this Inger was the one standing beside him handing over the weapon. Inger spoke up, Zhou Chen, take the third young master away. He nodded, all right. Before Zhou Chen could act, Su Changtian swiftly circulated his qi, crimson true energy enveloping his hand, to the astonishment of the four above. He raised his hand to his own throat and growled. I said, let Miss Ran leave. Ran Qingmo stood behind him, completely shaken by Su Changtian's actions. She remained silent, choosing to trust the man before her. Inger frowned. Third young master, we're here to save you. What do you mean by this? Su Changtian sneered. Saving me and letting Miss Ran go don't conflict at all. At that moment, a lazy yet authoritative voice drifted down from above. Just let her leave and bring Changtian back up. The subordinates immediately obeyed. Su Changtian lifted his head, eyes sharp as blades. Inwardly he thought, that cheap elder brother of mine should be right up there. He turned back, looked at Ran Qingmo, and said, you can go now, Miss Ran. Ran Qingmo said nothing, quietly stepping forward. As she passed by, Su Changtian seized the chance to whisper, if you change your mind about our earlier agreement to work together, you can come find me in Jingjiang City. Ran Qingmo nodded, all right. With that, she circulated her qi and leapt into the air. Ran Qingmo's graceful figure turned into a streak of white, swiftly disappearing toward the horizon. The two of them, one in the sky and one on the ground, bid each other farewell. Take care, Su Changtian. Take care, Ran Qingmo. After Ran Qingmo left, Su Changtian faced his brother's subordinates alone. He raised his head, looked at the people above, and coldly ordered, take me up. Only the howling wind remained atop the mountain, a turbulent meeting between the Su brothers about to take place. Just as he finished speaking, Su Changtian was grabbed by Inger and ruthlessly thrown straight onto the cliff wall. He cried out in protest, can't you be a bit gentler? She merely snorted coldly, clearly not bothering to put the third young master in her eyes. Having been flung onto the cliff top, Su Changtian barely had time to steady himself before he was startled by a massive snake head lying right in front of him. And seated atop that python head was none other than his eldest brother, Su Chang'e, sitting there with an expression cold as money, and aloof bearing, like a king gazing down upon his subjects. Su Changtian's gaze swept across the python head, his heart filled with shock. The 7 lotus flowers atop this 7-life python's head have all fully bloomed. And on top of its head, a huge dark green horn has grown. Judging from these traits, this python head should belong to Ji Qinghua's elder sister, Ji Fenghua. The Cangyuan storyline has only just begun, and the princess sisters of the snake demon clan inside Gyuan have already been completely wiped out. 2 key heroines dying outright shows the butterfly effect has already sent Cangyuan's plot spiraling out of control. The future is going to be hard to predict now. While Su Changtian was still reeling from the drastic change in the storyline, Su Chang'e had already stood up, a familiar leather whip in his hand. He swung the whip, a familiar strike that the original owner had endured countless times before. But the current Su Changtian was no longer the useless waste of the past. He easily dodged it, not forgetting to sneer inwardly. What kind of big brother is this? Already 20 and still using violent parenting? He pointed straight at Su Chang'e and shouted, "Su Chang'e, I'm warning you." Another sharp whoosh rang out as the whip lashed over again. He swiftly bent low, narrowly avoiding the strike. Su Chang'e frowned, slightly surprised, yet continued swinging the whip, this time with far greater force. The whip hissed through the air, snapping straight towards Su Changtian's face. Smack! A crisp sound rang out as Su Changtian caught Su Chang'e's whip barehanded. He lifted his head, eyes full of provocation. "Su Chang'e, right? You come here." Su Chang'e remained silent, his cold gaze sweeping over his younger brother. Suddenly Su Chang'e offered praise. "This technique is pretty good." A dense stream of green true chi gathered in Su Chang'e's palm. He swung his hand, the true chi transforming into a whirlwind that surged straight towards Su Changtian. Su Changtian immediately felt an overwhelming pressure. "Damn it, this gust is pressing me so hard I can't move." Su Chang'e merely clenched his fist, and the gale grew ever stronger, like an invisible hand tightening around Su Changtian. Crushed by the pressure, Su Changtian roared, "Su Chang'e, what exactly are you trying to do?" But the only response was his elder brother's silence. Suddenly, a thought flashed through Su Changtian's mind. Wait a second, did he notice something? Sure enough, Su Chang'e gave an order, "Master Juexing, please help check Changtian's body." The master clasped his hands in acknowledgement. "All right." Seeing the master approach, panic surged in Su Changtian's heart. Seems like this Juexing monk has a way to test whether a soul belongs to a body. Su Chang'e really is suspicious of me. A strange purple energy enveloped Su Changtian, the sensation like tens of thousands of needles stabbing into his soul, causing him to scream in agony. Amid the pain, he told himself, the more it's like this, the more I have to stay calm and think about what Su Changtian would do. Su Changtian made a huge fuss, cursing like a spoiled young master throwing a tantrum. "You bastard, let me go right now." Su Chang'e coldly asked, "Master Juexing, if you find anything on Changtian, just say it." Master Juexing hesitated slightly. "Eldest young master, the 3rd young master's body is fine, it's just that." Su Chang'e frowned. "Just what?" At that moment, Su Changtian angrily shouted, "If you don't let me go, I'll complain to father when I get back." Finally, Master Juexing spoke the shocking discovery. Right now, the 3rd young master seems to have become an innate Tao body. Upon hearing those 4 words, Su Chang'e was stunned. Innate Tao body? Su Chang'e suddenly released Su Changtian, sending him crashing heavily to the ground. Ouch. Immediately afterward, Su Chang'e abruptly appeared right in front of him. Su Changtian angrily pointed at his brother's face and hurled a childish threat. "Su Chang'e, just you wait. Once my cultivation catches up to yours, you're dead." Hearing that threat, Su Chang'e merely curled his lips into a faint smile. He said disdainfully, "With you, a useless waste?" With that, he tossed a pouch towards Su Changtian. "Get a tiny bit of good luck and your tail's already in the sky. Once we're back in Jinjiang City, I'll deal with you properly." Su Changtian looked up at his elder brother with a puzzled expression. At that moment, a gigantic bird descended from the sky, carrying a pavilion on its back. The bird landed on the ground, causing a slight tremor. This was Su Chunga's mount, an extremely rare flying avian beast. Su Chunga urged, "Why are you still spacing out? Do you need me to tie you on?" Su Changtian was still dazed, even though he had seen it in the game. Witnessing this flying chicken in real life was still extremely shocking. The sharp eyes of the flying beast swept over Su Changtian, making him shiver involuntarily. The giant bird flapped its wings, carrying the entire pavilion soaring into the sky, heading straight toward Jinjiang City. Inside, Su Changtian kept staring at Su Chunga, prompting him to ask, "Why do you keep staring at me?" Su Changtian jolted and hurriedly replied, "Nothing." Su Changtian opened the system interface and thought to himself, "If I remember right, in one of Cangyuan's later timelines, Ji Fenghua fought Su Chunga once. Su Chunga lost by a hair's breadth and was swallowed whole by Ji Fenghua, who turned into a sky-piercing giant python, his body and Dao both destroyed, body gone, Dao gone. But now Su Chunga went straight to Ji Fenghua's home turf and chopped her head off. Did Ji Fenghua just get suddenly stronger in the later plot? Or did this cheap big brother of mine get weaker?" His train of thought was interrupted by Inger's voice, "Eldest young master, we've arrived at Jinjiang City." Su Chunga merely responded with an Su Changtian glanced out the window. "Since coming to this world, this is my first time actually entering the city. No idea what the real Jinjiang City will be like." An ancient yet bustling city came into view, Jinjiang City. The giant bird landed in a vast courtyard within the city. As soon as they landed, Su Changtian was kicked straight into a room by Su Chunga, accompanied by a warning, "Reflect on your mistakes in there. Properly." Once again, he complained about his elder brother's roughness. "Hey, can't you be a bit gentler?" Sprawled on the ground, Su Changtian noticed the pouch Su Chunga had tossed to him earlier, his heart filled with questions. Su Chunga stood at the doorway and coldly explained, "Your body took some damage these past few days. These pills can help heal your injuries." Hearing this, Su Changtian immediately poured out the contents, spilling a pile of pills into his hand. Qilin pill speeds up soul recovery and temporarily strengthens it. Guangling pill toughens the meridians, a divine medicine for stabilizing foundation and nurturing essence. Vanguarding pill lets you run your cultivation technique non-stop for a full day without worrying about meridian damage. Soul cleansing pill can temper and refine the soul. Looking at the pile of pills in his hand, Su Changtian grinned broadly. "How is this just treatment? This is more complete than a newbie gift pack at the start of the game. Su Chunga may look cold, but he's actually pretty good to this little brother of his." Just as he was feeling delighted, there was a knock on the door. "Who is it?" The door opened. Inger entered carrying a bowl of medicine and said coldly, "Third young master, your medicinal meal is ready." Su Changtian looked at Inger and fell into recollection. In the original body's memories, the lustful glutton Su Changtian once had thoughts about Inger. He even tried to ask Su Chunga to give her to him back in the imperial capital, and the outcome, of course, was... And of course, the result of that foolish action was a beating that left him half dead. The current Su Changtian finally understood. Su Chunga still hasn't cleared his suspicions about me, so sending Inger to protect me is also to keep an eye on me. Even knowing this, Su Changtian still felt a bit smug. Yet in the end, Su Chunga still handed you over to me. After saying that, Su Changtian eagerly waited for Inger's reaction, but the only response he received was silence. She completely ignored him, turned around, and walked straight to the tea table. Being ignored by a beauty, Su Changtian felt utterly humiliated. His impulsive hot blood surged, and he decided he had to teach this woman a lesson, to see whether she was truly as formidable as the rumors claimed. Acting on impulse, he immediately made a move, intending to lightly pat Inger to test her reaction. Strangely, Inger showed no reaction at all, leaving him bewildered. She's not dodging? In the past, every time the original body tried to take advantage, this woman would dodge him. Thus, Su Changtian decided to increase the force. A muffled ripping sound rang out, fresh blood splattered everywhere. Su Changtian could only helplessly watch as his arm fell to the ground just like that. Overwhelmed by pain and shock, he could only scream in despair, My hand." Jolting awake, Su Changtian realized that it had all been an illusion. Inger turned back, her cold gaze looking at Su Changtian as though she were staring at an annoying nuisance that had just been punished. Su Changtian retreated in fear, stammering, what is that supposed to mean? Inger did not say a word, turning around and leaving Su Changtian alone with a twisted expression. Su Changtian angrily kicked the teacup to the ground. He shouted out furious threats. I'll kill you! How dare you treat me like this? I'll have father kill you, you bastard! Once my cultivation catches up, I'll cripple your meridians and lock you in the dungeon. Zhou Chen sat on the rooftop laughing loudly, ha ha. You even dare touch that woman's butt, truly worthy of the third young master, your courage is astounding. Sima Yu beside him showed no surprise and added, when it comes to things like this, the third young master's guts have always been out of the ordinary. Back then he even kidnapped the Marquis Wu's legitimate granddaughter and dragged her back to the Prime Minister's estate. Zhou Chun was astonished. There was something like that. I remember that county princess only came to the capital to acknowledge her kin a year ago, didn't she? That's the granddaughter of the northern war god of the court, and he still dared to kidnap her. The third young master really has quite the personality. Sima Yu replied calmly, otherwise why do you think the third young master would have come to Jingjiang City from the capital a year ago? Zhou Chen stroked his chin and asked, so, did it work out? Sima Yu shot him a disdainful sideways glance. You're actually interested in that kind of thing? Seeing this, Zhou Chen hurriedly tried to save face. If you can't say, then forget it. Sima Yu continued, almost. At the time I was responsible for the third young master's safety. The Marquis Wu's eldest son led people to storm the Prime Minister's estate and rescued her. Hearing that, Zhou Chun was surprised. I remember his temper isn't exactly good. The third young master wasn't beaten to death? Sima Yu explained, the eldest young master happened to be home, but he didn't know that girl was the Marquis Wu's granddaughter either. Hearing this, Zhou Chun could not help but feel suspicious. You mean the moment that little county princess entered the city? Before she'd even acknowledged her kin, she was already kidnapped by the third young master? Could it really be that much of a coincidence? Sima Yu went on, of course it wouldn't be that coincidental. The third young master said he'd been egged on. As for who egged him on, he can't remember. Can't remember? Zhou Qing began analyzing in his mind. Someone used some kind of memory interference method on the third young master? The Marquis Wu and the Prime Minister have never gotten along. After this, their conflict is bound to intensify even more. No, something's off, he doesn't remember, but you, a Grand Master, also don't remember? Faced with old Zhou's surprise, Su Chang'e admitted that he also did not remember anything about the incident. Zhou Chen asked, someone at the Origin Realm? Sima Yu shook his head, not sure. The Prime Minister has already had shadow guards investigating for over a year, but they've found nothing. Finally, Sima Yu reminded him, anyway, don't forget the task the eldest young master gave us. Zhou Chen replied indifferently, relax, isn't it just teaching the third young master how to cultivate? At a tavern, a man slammed the table and stood up. Absurd, utterly absurd. Su Chang'e goes to Cangyuan, kills a mere snake demon, and the Crown Prince personally welcomes him back to the capital with full state ceremony. The person opposite him advised softly, Brother Li, you're drunk, stop spouting nonsense. The scholar surnamed Li grew even more intoxicated. I'm not drunk. His Majesty stays in the palace and rarely appears. Now the Crown Prince rides out to welcome him. Clearly it's that Prime Minister's faction building momentum for his eldest son, that Su Xinhe sits as Prime Minister with wild ambitions written all over him. Never mind his factionalism and private dealings. There are even rumors he already holds a private army in his hands. And that third son Su Changtian is worse than a beast. Seizing women by force and trampling the common folk as he pleases. Suddenly, a voice sounded from behind, a mere unranked scholar slandering an important minister of the court. Does he really think Jingjiang City has no secret investigations bureau? Ignoring the attempts to stop him, the man surnamed Li loudly challenged back, even if the secret investigations bureau comes, S0 what? Everything I said is truth that others don't dare voice. The voice from behind sounded again. So what, why don't we notify them and see? The mysterious voice plunged the entire tavern into silence, everyone shocked and terrified, not knowing who had spoken. Top floor of drunken immortal tower, hair tied up, didn't think I'd get to watch such a nice show, but honestly it doesn't matter to me. He's cursing Su Changtian, what does that have to do with Su Yuan? Zhou Chen lazily stepped out. Third young master, you're still standing here? Su Changtian glanced at him and thought to himself, this guy even claimed to be my bodyguard and teacher, and he would freeload whenever he came to drunken immortal tower. As soon as we reached the top floor, he went straight in with 2 maids in his arms like he owned the place. He sneered and asked, done already? That fast? Zhou Chen hurriedly explained, no, don't get the wrong idea. I don't touch women, it's just required for the technique. Being quick is how it's supposed to be. Third young master, you're not going to have some fun while you're here? Su Changtian only replied coldly, can't you see the state my body's in, Mr. Zhou? Only after cultivating did I realize how badly my body's been drained by past debauchery. If I keep this up, so for now, I'll pass. Anyway, if I run into problems with cultivation, I'll come to you, just do as you like. Seeing Su Changtian firmly refuse, old Zhou looked disappointed, hugging the 2 girls in his arms, watching Su Changtian's departing figure as he sighed. I thought the third young master was a kindred spirit. Hearing Zhou Chen's words, Su Changtian curled his lips. Mr. Zhou, I really don't want to be your kindred spirit. Hearing that, Zhou Chen paused slightly. Then happily walked into the room. So you are a kindred spirit after all. Su Changtian coldly looked down below. Rather than dealing with needs of the flesh, my reason for coming here is to deal with the next person who wants me dead. He sat down to drink tea and gestured to the person outside. Come in. A subordinate named Shui Yong stepped forward to report. Third young master, we've found the person you told us to investigate in secret. Su Changtian thought to himself, damn it, because I was kidnapped, Su Changge killed off all the bodyguards originally assigned to me. I could only transfer guards from my father's adopted daughter's side, the so-called fourth miss. After thinking, he coldly questioned, which one? Shui Yong continued reporting, the courtesan you wanted to find before. This made Su Changtian startled. Isn't she the story's main character? He pressed further. Is that woman at Xiaoxiang Pavilion in the south of the city? Shui Yong shook his head. No, she's right here in Drunken Immortal Tower. Tomorrow is the day she's bought out of the house. Su Changtian was shaken and cursed inwardly. Damn it, the plot has gone off the rails again. After returning to Jinjiang City, several of the original body's death routes were all because of this courtesan. The reason is simple, competing with the protagonist over a woman, and in the end being killed by him. Only, that plot originally happens at Xiaoxiang Pavilion in the south of the city, so I deliberately stayed in Drunken Immortal Tower in the north for a whole month. And what do you know, this woman actually followed over here. It's like, she came here specifically to trigger a conflict between me and the protagonist. Su Changtian continued asking, how long has she been here? Shui Yong replied, more than half a month already. Upon hearing this answer, he roared in rage, Shui Yong, I told you 2 10-day periods ago to start investigating this woman, and you only bring me this news right before she's bought out? Knowing he had made a grave mistake, Shui Yong calmly admitted fault. I was incompetent, please punish me, young master. The atmosphere in the room became tense. Su Changtian remained silent, saying nothing, making Shui Yong even more fearful. Su Changtian clenched his hand and crushed the teacup, thinking inwardly, now I finally get why the original Su Changtian was so touchy and loved raging at useless people. Everyone in the Prime Minister's estate knows the fourth miss looks down on the third young master, didn't think the servants were the same. The gap in cultivation is right there. Hitting him would only hurt my hand, and even drawing a sword wouldn't scratch him. Su Changtian stood up. Shui Yong, 22 years old, peak 6th grade iron body. Stepping into 5th grade is just a matter of time. Little sis seems to value you quite a bit, a young talent like you. Since you're asking for punishment. Su Changtian clenched his fist, calculating inwardly. I may have only just reached 9th grade, but if I attack suddenly, I should be able to injure him. I have to establish some authority. Just as Su Changtian was about to strike, Zhou Chen suddenly appeared beside Shui Yong, causing him to be extremely shocked. Zhou Chen? When did he get there? Zhou Chen shook his head at Su Changtian, signaling him to stop. Su Changtian remained silent, carefully observing Zhou Chen's actions. Suddenly, a beam of light slashed from behind Shui Yong, leaving him no time to react. A terrified scream echoed throughout drunken Immortal Tower. Zhou Chen leisurely drank his wine and criticized. A mere guard dares show disrespect to the third young master. Are all of fourth Mrs. people this insolent? Third young master, should this man be crippled, or killed on the spot? Su Changtian remained silent, inwardly calculating something. Then he voiced his doubt. Zhou Sir is actually willing to make a move to help me. Zhou Chen explained, Hey, third young master, you've let me enjoy myself at drunken Immortal Tower for so long, I should at least do something. Su Changtian only sneered, Oh? Is that so? He thought to himself, that does count as a reason. This guy really has eaten, drunk, and played to his heart's content this past month. Zhou Chen asked again, Third young master. So is he getting crippled, or killed? Su Changtian cursed inwardly. Damn, this Zhou Chen is testing me too. Looks like my being kidnapped and returning with a new cultivation base is still way too suspicious. With how sensitive and violent the original was. He coldly walked past old Zhou, went to the door, and issued an order, Mr. Zhou, I don't want to see this person again. Shui Yong screamed in panic. No, worshipped Zhou, I know I was wrong, you can't kill me, if you kill me, according to the Prime Minister's rules you'll be punished too. Zhou Chen burst out laughing. Ha ha ha, you're right. But if it's the third young master who kills you, what does that have to do with me? A blade slashed down, only his scream was heard, no. Zhou Chen stepped out to announce. It's done, though there might be some trouble with the fourth miss. After all, she valued Shui Yong a lot. Su Changtian growled, Valued? So what if she did? If mother hadn't taken that slut in as a foster daughter back then, who knows which brothel she'd be selling smiles in now, she's just a stray wild brat. Zhou Chen merely listened in silence, his sharp gaze never leaving Su Changtian. At that moment, an introduction rang out. Now, please welcome the Zai and Zihua sisters to the stage. The crowd below erupted in excitement. Oh ho, finally, awesome. Zhou Chen hurriedly boasted, Third young master, these two sisters really are something. I watch them dance here every day. The elder sister's waist, the younger sister's legs, they're pricey, but absolutely worth every coin. So, third young master, how about you call them up? Su Changtian thought to himself, this top expert really has no shame. He reiterated, Mr. Zhou, like I said, I don't want to be a kindred spirit with you. Zhou Chen looked aggrieved. If you don't want to be my kindred spirit, I can just use the back door, can I? Su Changtian decided not to bother with this old man any further. He needed to focus on the real matter at hand. Seeing that Su Changtian had no interest in beauties, Zhou Chen shifted the topic. Third young master, are you heading off to cultivate? I'm free these days, I can assist you with your cultivation. This proposal caught Su Changtian's attention. Assist with cultivation? Old Zhou explained, it's an innate trait of my technique. I can use my soul to refine the surrounding origin qi and gather it around you. All you have to do is keep absorbing and refining it. Su Changtian was surprised. There's something like that? He replied enthusiastically, Of course, does the third young master want it? Faced with the tempting offer, Su Changtian unexpectedly refused. Not for now. Zhou Chen was puzzled. Then, third young master, Su Changtian replied coldly, I'm going downstairs to find the madam. Tomorrow, drunken Immortal Tower's courtesan of the year is being bought out. Upon reaching the main hall, a crisp voice rang out. Oh my, third young master, you're here so early, I haven't even finished dressing yet. Third young master, what brings you here today? If it's just the three of us, this poor little body of mine. Yunyang. In the face of Yunyang's honeyed words, Zhou Chen blushed, while Su Changtian remained completely unaffected, his expression icy cold. Not wanting to waste words, he went straight to the point. 2 things. Yunyang showed great interest. Please, I'm listening. Su Changtian's first request stunned Zhou Chen. First, send Zai and Zihua up to the top floor. At first, Yunyang pretended to hesitate. Oh my, that depends on what my two daughters themselves think. But immediately after, she changed her attitude. But since it's the third young master asking, we can forget the usual rules. I'll arrange it at once. And what's the second matter, third young master? Su Changtian revealed a mysterious smile. The second thing is, have your newly arrived courtesan of the year sent to my room. Su Changtian's words left Yunyang frozen in place. The smile on her face vanished instantly, replaced by anxiety and confusion. She tried to stall. Third young master, there's going to be a poetry gathering at the bamboo garden tomorrow night. Why the rush today? Su Changtian lost his patience. How much silver? Just say it. But Yunyang turned serious. Third young master, this isn't about silver. My girl is a courtesan, not a prostitute. It depends on her own wishes. Su Changtian did not believe Yunyang's words. He took out a large denomination silver note, causing her eyes to widen. He slammed the silver note heavily onto the table. Last time, are you sending her or not? Yunyang cried out, 1 silver note, 10,000 taels. Staring at the silver note on the table, she asked tremblingly, Third young master, can't you just wait a bit longer? Su Changtian did not answer, instead ordering Zhou Chen, Mr. Zhou, come with me to the bamboo garden. Zhou Chen nodded, sure thing. Yunyang could not stop them and could only stand there shouting, Third young master, everything has its rules, forcing a sale isn't right. Seeing that words could no longer sway Su Changtian, the fear on Yunyang's face suddenly dissipated, replaced by a cold, resolute expression. In the next instant, a powerful aura erupted as she lunged forward. A loud explosion rang out. It turned out that before Yunyang could act, she had already been slammed against the wall by Zhou Chen. Su Changtian spoke up, Yunyang, what kind of scene are you trying to make? Su Changtian thought to himself, a mere woman able to hold up a massive establishment like drunken immortal tower, of course she has cultivation, most likely some kind of dual cultivation technique. He continued asking, Yunyang, why make things so difficult? Yunyang trembled as she explained. And you wanted it, third young master, if drunken immortal tower were my own property, how could I refuse? But these rules were set by Master Qin, I can only follow them. Su Changtian was surprised, Master Qin? He turned to look at Zhou Chen. Zhou Chen used voice transmission to provide information, a scion of a great family, born with sword bones, well renowned throughout the Jiangnan region. There were even rumors he could stand shoulder to shoulder with the eldest young master. After hearing this, Su Changtian thought to himself, I see, strange, if this Master Qin is really as Zhou Chen described, why have I never seen him in the plot? Yunyang continued pleading, Third young master, this new girl of mine was personally brought here by Master Qin, and he gave explicit instructions about the arrangements. Please don't make things difficult for me, third young master. Su Changtian's expression grew serious. That woman was sent here by this Master Qin. He questioned Yunyang once more. Yunyang, you're saying Jin Xien was sent here by that Master Qin? Yunyang confessed truthfully. I would never lie to the third young master. Jin Xien was indeed brought here personally by Master Qin half a month ago. Su Changtian began reasoning. This Master Qin, which faction in Cangyuan does he belong to? The Marquis Wu? Though relations between this Marquis and the Prime Minister's estate are tense, he's always acted honorably and wouldn't go after me, the third young master. The Crown Prince's faction? Currently the Emperor is gravely ill. The Prime Minister's faction has always supported the Crown Prince. At this juncture, the Prime Minister's estate and the Royalist faction are still in their honeymoon period. Those local sects? If they were the ones making a move, why would Ran Qingmo, the sole disciple of the Sword Sect's leader, risk kidnapping me earlier? Too few clues, all just guesswork. To verify anything, I'll have to take it step by step. But one thing I can confirm, this Master Qin is coming after me, the third young master. Su Changtian let out a light laugh and curled his lips. Since Master Qin personally selected this top courtesan, naturally I can't miss out. Yunyang panicked, full of worry. Third young master, if Master Qin blames us. Su Changtian declared confidently, Blames us? If Master Qin wants to blame anyone, Yuan, just have him come find me. I'd like to see just what kind of genius this Master Qin, rumored to be on par with my elder brother, really is. At this moment, in some room, the sound of a zither rang out melodiously, breaking the stillness of the late night. Su Changtian turned to subtly send Zhou Chen away. Mr. Zhou, there are 2 beauties waiting for you upstairs on the top floor. Aren't you going back to take a look? He understood the hint and quickly clasped his hands. Well then, I'll go ahead and wish the 3rd young master great success in martial cultivation. Then suddenly, the 2 of them said nothing, only gazing at each other with deep meaning. Su Changtian walked up to a room. A woman's voice drifted out from inside. Since you're here, why stand outside the door? 3rd young master. Su Changtian pushed the door open and stepped inside. Within, a pink-haired beauty was seated, plucking the strings of a zither. Su Changtian looked at the beauty before him and could not help but be momentarily dazed. He thought to himself, no wonder the original womanizing Su Changtian was so obsessed with her, even getting tricked into becoming her obedient simp, born to be seductive. The girl named Su Jin Xien saw this and asked, so the 3rd young master is interested in music as well? Su Changtian sneered in reply, I don't know a thing about music. Compared to music, I much prefer the most natural human body. Miss Jin Xien, you should know why I came to find you, right? At the same time, outside, as Zhou Chen was strolling about, he suddenly ran into Sima Yu, who spoke up, Oh? You actually came out? Seeing that Zhou Chen looked somewhat strange, Sima Yu stepped forward to ask, You look weird, so I came to ask, what's with you, planning to stick by the 3rd young master from now on? Zhou Chen hurriedly slung an arm around Sima Yu's shoulder and said, I never said that. Doing these things for him is my way of making up for the messes I caused before. Besides, it costs me nothing, and it gives the 3rd young master face, why not? And if I keep the 3rd young master happy, there'll be returns. Gotta look long term. Right now the 3rd young master has an innate Tao body. If this wastrel really turns over a new leaf, I'll be his first trusted aide, and if he doesn't change, I'll at least never lack for pleasures in food, drink, and fun. After hearing this, Sima Yu merely disdainfully tossed out a single remark, so mercenary. Zhou Chen sighed, definitely mercenary, I'm not like you rich clan kids, I'm poor. Sima Yu suddenly remembered something and asked, By the way, what do you think of the 3rd young master's changes? Zhou Chen asked seriously, What are you implying? Sima Yu explained, Before leaving, the eldest young master told us to keep an eye on the 3rd young master. Zhou Chen replied, You cultivate qi, so you should know better than me. Possession doesn't come with the original person's memories. Back in the room, Su Changtian was about to make a move on Su Jin Xien. She showed fear and begged the 3rd young master not to make things difficult for her. He smiled slyly and said that it seemed Miss Jin Xien needed his help. Suddenly, Jin Xien pulled the hairpin from her head, pointed it straight at her own neck, and threatened, 3rd young master, please don't. Seeing this, Su Changtian merely snorted with laughter. What era is this, and we're still doing this old routine? As his words fell, a streak of red qi shot out from his hand, knocking the hairpin out of Su Jixuan's grasp. Su Changtian grinned wickedly. Hee, relax, I'll be very gentle. He stepped closer, then suddenly noticed something. Why can't my body move? Su Jin Xien stammered, 3rd master, you. Su Changtian explained, I didn't really want to do that either. I was just afraid you'd try to kill yourself, so please don't blame me. But inwardly he was in turmoil. What's going on? Why can't I control my own body or mouth? Jin Xien replied hesitantly. With someone as noble as the 3rd young master, how could Jin Xien dare to blame you? Jin Xien only begs that the 3rd young master doesn't force me to do things I don't want. Su Changtian curled his lips. Force you? That depends on your performance. If you can keep me interested, I don't mind playing with you a bit longer. Don't mind playing with you a bit longer. Bring wine, come on. Inwardly he was cursing. Su Jin Xien shouldn't have any cultivation at all. Damn it, right? So you're a heavenly god too, huh? So in this world, besides origin qi cultivation, there are such bizarre methods of attack as well? I can feel the surface of my soul covered in tiny floating particles. It's just that, Thanks to how tough the innate soul body is, those things haven't managed to pierce into my true soul, even though Inga should be secretly protecting me. Right now I can't even open my mouth to call for help. Jin Xien poured him a cup of tea and said, "Third young master, it's getting late." Su Changtian pulled Su Jin Xien closer and said with a smile, "It is getting late, Jin Xien. A single night in spring is worth 1,000 gold, you know." She shyly reminded him, "Third young master, didn't you say earlier you wouldn't force Jin Xien?" He had no choice but to accept Jin Xuan's plea. "Fine, have it your way. I won't touch you tonight, but you have to let me stay in your room." She agreed but still set a condition. "Well, then Jin Xien will trust in the third young master's character, but we'll sleep with our clothes on." Su Changtian sneered inwardly. "So just cuddling, huh? Acting out both parts herself. This woman really is wasted not being an actress or a scriptwriter. She's stalling for time, just so those particles can worm their way into my innate soul body and completely take me over. I have to save myself." Thus, the two of them lay down on the bed together. But Jin Xuan's eyes remained wide open, full of vigilance. Su Changtian seemed to be asleep, but in truth he was carefully calculating. The Blood Origin Heart Meteorite Manual is a technique for utilizing Origin Qi, while the other unnamed secret manual from the Sumeru Ring is for cultivating the soul, and it's even an attack-type technique. The attack method is simple: devour. It's just that right now I can't devour too much at once, or I'll alert the enemy. Can't confirm whether she has a method to drag me down with her. What I need to do now is slowly wear her down. 5 days later. Su Jin Xien looked extremely exhausted and weak. She panted as she asked, "Third young master, what have you done to Jin Xien?" Su Changtian pretended to be innocent. "Jin Xien, since I promised to respect your wishes, I naturally haven't made any inappropriate moves these past few days. You're really wronging me." Inwardly he rejoiced. "Looks like it's working." She hesitated before speaking. "Then why? Why do I feel weak and sore all over every morning these past few days?" Upon hearing this, Su Changtian immediately showed concern and asked, "Weak and sore? How about I give you a massage?" Jin Xien hurriedly slapped Su Changtian's hand away and complained, "The moment you wake up, you're already taking advantage. Third young master is such a naughty boy. I've been feeling a bit under the weather lately. Could the young master let me leave temporarily to seek medical treatment?" Su Changtian quickly reached out to hold her. "When things aren't going your way, you just plan to run? How can there be such a good deal?" At that moment, Su Changtian sensed another surge of soul power trying to be drawn out from Su Jin Xien. "What, this woman's technique also devours souls? She's warning me, let her go, or we'll both die. But it seems a bit different. After absorbing a certain amount of soul energy, these particles just disintegrate." Su Changtian mocked, "We've been inseparable these past few days. Can Jin Xien really bear to leave?" He thought to himself, "The soul energy from the disintegrated particles doesn't disappear, it disperses into the air. That actually makes it easier for me to absorb and refine." Su Changtian proposed, "Why don't I accompany you?" He calculated inwardly, "I want to see if you have any other tricks up your sleeve. If this is all you've got, then I won't hold back." Sensing Jin Xien using a technique on him again, Su Changtian began to act once more. "Well, that same move again. I can make my move now." Then he extended his hand toward Jin Xien. But his arm was still trembling weakly. Suddenly, she forcefully knocked his hand away. Then she sat astride Changtian and asked, "Third young master, you really want to come with me?" He thought to himself, "Since we've both shown our cards, there's no need for me to hold back anymore." Saying so, he released all of his soul power. Su Jin Xien was somewhat panicked. She stammered, "If the third young master truly wants to go, it's not impossible." The two streams of soul power collided violently, forming an invisible battle. Su Changtian was somewhat angry, still trying to resist. "But you never would have thought that the third young master everyone calls a waste has already reached 9th grade, would you? Not only do I have an innate soul body, I've also cultivated a secret soul attack technique. Plus, after these past few days wearing you down, there's no way you're a match for me." Suddenly, Jin Xien let out a few moans. "No. Don't. In the end, she could no longer resist and fainted. Su Changtian let out a long breath of relief. He sat up and shouted loudly, "Inger, come out." He called again, sounding irritated, "Inger, come out," but no one paid him any attention. Su Changtian could no longer hold back and roared, "Come out, didn't you see me being controlled by this woman for a full 5 days?" He glared irritably toward the door, and then the door slowly opened. Only then did Inger step out. "Third young master, she has no cultivation. It's the soul." At that moment, Su Changtian suddenly noticed Sima Yu's presence. When did he get here? No. He came out together with Inger, but before he spoke, I didn't notice his presence at all. Altering how others perceive you. Sima Yu clasped his hands in greeting. Sima Yu pays respects to the third young master. Then Sima Yu turned to Inger and said the third young master was indeed attacked. There are traces of soul aura remaining here. She replied, "But I've checked this woman, she is not someone who cultivates the soul path." Sima Yu concluded, "Yes, this woman is just an ordinary person." Upon hearing this, Su Changtian immediately flew into a rage. An ordinary person? If I didn't have an innate soul body, I'd already have been brainwashed into a full-on simp, you call that ordinary? From outside the door, Jin Chao's voice rang out, "Come on, no soul power, no origin chi, that just means a special physique, what's there to guess about?" He pushed the door open and walked in, carrying another unconscious woman in his arms. He tossed Yunyang aside and explained, "Third young master, I figured you'd have me capture this woman afterward, so I went ahead and grabbed her in advance. I'm a bit late, please forgive me." Su Changtian nodded, "You were thoughtful." Zhou Qin puffed out his chest and shouted smugly, "The third young master is truly wise." Sima Yu and Inger immediately looked at him with disdain. What a bootlicker. Su Changtian asked seriously, "All right, Mr. Zhou, what did you mean just now by special physique?" He continued, "Third young master, do you still remember that 6-molt 7-life python you killed together with Ran Qingmo?" Su Changtian replied, "I remember." Zhou Qin explained, "Those 7-molts and rebirths of the 7-life python were its innate physique talent. That kind of physique has nothing to do with cultivation level, just like your innate Dao body, where your soul could leave your body before you even reached the first realm." "I see." Su Changtian asked further, "Then do you know what kind of innate physique can control another's body?" Zhou Qin guessed, "Third young master, this woman should have a charm demon soul physique." Su Changtian was startled. Charm demon soul physique? Su Changtian pondered. The charm demon soul physique is best matched with the Grand Huan Yin Yang, one of the 3 blood-red grade techniques, and the cultivation method the protagonist uses on the corrupt route. Paired together, they can silently siphon away someone's cultivation, strongly control another's body, and even slowly develop feelings. So you're never afraid they won't fall in love with you. It's a perfect match. Su Changtian ordered, "Mr. Zhou, report this to Su Chang'e." Zhou Qin bowed his head, understood. He glanced at the woman lying on the ground and thought, as for Yunyang, dragging her in directly would just alert the snake in the grass. After thinking it over, he asked again, "Mr. Zhou, when you knocked Yunyang out, did she see you?" Zhou Qin replied, "She did not." Su Changtian issued another order. "Good, throw her onto the bed in my top floor room and feed her a fascination pill before you leave. You know how to set the scene." Zhou Qin understood immediately. Fascination pill, a little aphrodisiac, so the third young master doesn't plan on alarming that Master Qin. He hurriedly admitted fault. "Third young master, I was rash." Su Changtian reassured him. "It's fine, you couldn't have known she had a charm demon soul physique beforehand. Your judgment is understandable. Go on, and make it look realistic. Yunyang's a veteran of the pleasure houses." Zhou Chen's gaze became resolute. Before leaving, he warned, "Third young master, even though things are clear now, you still shouldn't have too much physical contact with Jin Xien." Su Changtian asked in surprise, "Why not?" Zhou Qin explained, "The deeper the contact with someone who has a charm demon soul physique, the easier it is for your mind to be controlled." Hearing this, Su Changtian sighed, then cursed inwardly, "Damn it." Realizing the danger, Su Changtian immediately ordered, "Inger,
go wake Su Jin Xien. Inger obeyed, holding a medicine bottle as she slowly approached Su Jin Xien. Just as she brought the medicine in front of her, suddenly, a slap sound rang out. Su Changtian had not hesitated at all as he slapped Inger's butt. Sima Yu standing to the side could only cover his face. It really is the third young master, even after last time's lesson, he still dares to touch this woman's butt. Su Changtian's hand turned red and swollen. He was in so much pain that his teeth ground audibly. Sima Yu struggled to hold back his laughter, while Su Changtian was so embarrassed he did not know where to hide his face. At this moment, Su Jin Xien had already woken up. She opened her eyes, her expression still exhausted. She sat up and faced Su Changtian. Su Changtian said, Jin Xien, I've already found a doctor for you. He continued, come on, return to the estate with me. Su Jin Xien looked at him with eyes full of suspicion. The scene shifted to a bustling street. Zhou Chun was riding a horse as he passed through. Along the road, a young man named Qingmo asked his companion, Brother Li, why are all these people talking so much along the road? The other explained, Brother Qin, you're new here so you might not know, that's the Prime Minister's carriage. Qingmo showed interest. The Prime Minister's estate? The one surnamed Lu suggested, if Brother Qin wishes to make their acquaintance, I can help introduce you when there's a chance. Come on, you saved me on this trading trip. Brother Tao, tonight we're drinking until we drop. Qingmo hesitated, this is... He continued, relax, tonight I'll host and properly welcome you. Qingmo said, that's not it, I came to Drunken Immortal Tower to look for someone. Brother Lu teased, looking for someone? A girl you fancy? I'm here for Miss Jin Xien. Miss Jin Xien? I once made a bet with Miss Jin Xien. A bet? If I could bring back the demon core of a spirit beast from Wind Crow Forest within half a month, she'd play a piece just for me. Is this a 7th grade demon core? Qingmo, an 8th grade martial warrior, slaying a 7th grade spirit beast in reverse? A talent like that is indeed worth befriending. Brother Lu said hesitantly, Brother Qin, you probably won't see Miss Jin Xien today, no. In fact, you might never see her again. Qingmo frowned and asked, Brother Li, what do you mean by that? Brother Lu pointed toward the carriage that had just passed and explained, because Su Changtian, the third young master of the Prime Minister's estate. A few days ago, he forcibly cancelled the date set for Miss Jin Xien to be bought out. She's probably in that carriage right now. Qingmo was stunned upon hearing this. What? At that moment, Zhou Chun rode past on horseback, his gaze sweeping over the two of them. Qingmo realized, guards from the Prime Minister's estate? Did they hear our entire conversation? A look of interest appeared on Zhou Chen's face. He pointed toward the carriage, as if confirming everything they had just said. Qingmo clenched his fist, his gaze turning sharp. Jin Xien really is inside. Zhou Chun laughed loudly in delight, then spurred his horse and rode away. Inside the carriage, Su Changtian asked, Mr. Zhou, what's so funny? Zhou Chun replied, nothing, I just overheard two people talking about Miss Su and the third young master, probably admirers of Miss Su. I just found it amusing and messed with them a bit. Su Changtian was reading a newspaper and said indifferently, is that so? Jin Xien really is popular. He felt that something was off. According to this official bulletin, the Great Yuan dynasty looks peaceful and prosperous. That's very different from the Cangyuan setting I'm familiar with. It's only in the corner that there's a small section about the Northern War. From the original body's memories, Hanbei City is a massive military stronghold on the northern border of Great Yuan. Hanbei City is the gateway to the northern provinces. Once it falls, there will be no natural defenses left. The barbarians could spread like locusts, with unimaginable consequences. That place absolutely cannot be lost. Yet such a crucial stronghold has already been brought to the brink by the barbarian forces. Su Changtian asked, Mr. Zhou, about the Northern War, do you know anything? Zhou Chun was surprised. Did you see our Great Yuan's battles with the barbarians in the bulletin, third young master? Su Changtian replied, yes, now that I've seen it, I can't help but care. Zhou Chun commented, the third young master worries for the nation and the people. I see. I've never been to the northern frontier,
so I don't know the details very well. If you truly care, once we return you can ask the steward to bring the internal bulletins from the Prime Minister's estate, those are far more detailed. Su Changtian was surprised. Internal bulletins? Zhou Chen explained, the public bulletins are heavily filtered by the court news office. Lots of things are missing. Changtian crumpled the newspaper, feeling somewhat displeased. So that's how it is. Zhou Chen curled his lips. That lot at the court news office only ever report good news and not the bad. Don't they have any idea how chaotic it is outside? Chaotic? That actually lines up with the plot now. Su Changtian's expression turned serious as he asked, Mr. Zhou, what do you mean by chaotic? Third young master, you've been inside the city this whole time, so you wouldn't know. In recent years, natural disasters and man-made calamities have never really stopped. When I was ordered to come from the capital to Jingjiang City, I lost count of how many times I saw demon beasts attacking people along the way. Demon beasts attacking people? Where's the Heaven Monitoring Office? Isn't that exactly their job? Mr. Zhou, just say it, no need to hold back. Because the court has run out of money. The court has no money?